Hello, everybody,
Hi.
and welcome. Good to see you all in here tonight. Such a good turnout already. Absolutely fantastic. Great to have all you guys in here. Man, oh man. Hope you had a great day. I want to say, first of all, off the bat, thanks to everybody who was in here last night. Man, that was amazing. What a great conversation. I love when something like that sparks talk. That was cool. And everybody did a great job in here.
So, well, what did we talk about yesterday for those that weren't here?
You loved it. She's in love with these 70s show intros. I always say the example of Bing Crosby.
And who's at fault on that one? Yeah. I think it's you.
Ding dong.
You're the one that didn't.
Oh my!
To those.
I wonder who could be at the door. Oh wow! It's our good friend David Bowie has come. And does he have a guitar in his hand? Maybe you'd like to sing a song with me.
Well, if David Bowie would come, that would be back from the dead. So
yeah. So same with Bing Crosby. 70s.
So I don't know about that one.
Yes.
We would need some paranormal investigations then going on. But nevertheless, you were the one that introduced me to all these old folk
well, then my
shows.
My apologies. No, I love you.
When I came to Canada, there were lots of shows that I haven't watched because obviously we on Soviet times we didn't watch all of the stuff that you guys had here. We had Dallas like 15 years later than you did, guys. So although we are 10 years apart, there's lots of shows that we have watched at the same age. At the same time, there's lots of things that I haven't seen, and Andrew decided to do a binge watch. For example, Seinfeld. Although it's not 70s show, we still watched it a ton.
Oh, I'm just letting you take your trip. I didn't pack a lunch, so I couldn't go on that one.
We also watch Roseanne sometimes, the old one. But what else do we watch? Cheers, of course, guys. Mm-hmm. Well, lots of those shows. So, you know, if anybody, then it's your fault of why am I talking in code.
That covered a lot of bases, folks.
Yeah. Well, guys, hello, Bruni Kitty. Right on. Past my finals. Congratulations. Haven't seen you guys in forever. Officially in a summer break. Well, congratulations to you.
And
you are out.
Your uncle and auntie can't be any more proud of you if we tried. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So excited for you. Our fingers got all cramped getting the fingers crossed. So we're glad everything is done and you're on your summer break. That is awesome. Enjoy your summer now. Hello and everybody here. I see some new people. Welcome back. And of course, our friends here. If you're not a friend yet, you'll
maybe you
become
can get to the original point of telling them what we talked about last night while I sit here
forgot.
and resettle this. What our topic was about last night, I wasn't surprised about that.
Well, I asked the question. I thought you would provide the answer. But okay, that's
I'm
okay.
a little busy. I got logged out. So
we're a little busy. Well, while Andrew's busy with something, I'm gonna, guys, tell you about what we did yesterday.
Oh my God.
We talked about YouTube new update that was I wouldn't say secretly but very quietly rolled out, which is YouTube rounding out the subscriber count on all public places, including the third-party apps. That means that starting August, you are not going to be able to see other people channels exact count of subscribers, neither on YouTube in any places, or on Social Blade that we all use, or on TubeBuddy, or on VidIQ. By the way, we got the official confirmation of that of TubeBuddy yesterday as well during the live stream. they're going to be affected by that as well.
The only ones that will is people with 1,000 or under. 1,000 or under will stay the same as it is now, but once you pass 1,000, the rounding starts.
I thought you were busy.
I was, but
you are going to be still able to see your own count on your studio beta in your analytics, but you are not going to be able to see it anywhere else, and nobody's going to be able to see yours unless you share an analytics.
Exactly.
So that's what we talked about yesterday. We talked how it's going to affect people. The rounding up thing. The bigger you are, the more numbers you lose, in quotes. People in millions are gonna lose hundreds of thousands. If you're at thousands, you're gonna lose 100 here and there. But nevertheless, it is probably gonna impact a lot. We talked about also the importance of it and how it actually is impacting a lot, although it seems like a tiny thing and tiny change. Well, we're not going to go through all of that again. If you are interested in that, or if you missed it, go and check it out. Yesterday's live stream was quite a heated debate yesterday, and some heart-to-heart talk from Andrew as well. So go check it out. Leave your comment. What do you think about it?
There's going to probably be some more heart-to-heart tonight, guys. I warn you already. I think there might be a bit more of a rant coming. So just giving you a fair warning, but doing it out of love. But anybody who has seen this series a couple of weeks ago, we did it. And I think it's high time to discuss it again and a little more detail. I think it's a topic that will always come, not a topic, but a round of topics that will always keep coming up as we get more and more established into live streams. Remember, a lot of this does pertain to video as well, but we're really focusing on the stuff that goes on in live streams, guys, because it is the Wild West in an already Wild West platform like YouTube, which is not that old. The days are gone where you'd have 50, 60 years to get used to something. Things change in a heartbeat. And live streams quickly becoming a very powerful force here on YouTube. There's lots of things going on, lots of people meandering through it, some doing it innocently, some not. It is an individual case, but nonetheless, there are some big issues going on, and they need to be addressed. And it's for all of us here, because if you're not live streaming, chances are you've either appeared on other live streams, you of course attend live streams, you're here, or you're thinking of doing them yourself. And yes, the other side where people have been doing them already. We are still learning. Everybody's still learning. So it's it is a hot topic, and it's not covered by the other ones very well. And no offense to them. I mean, they just it's more how to get online, how to do OBS, how to do Hangouts, how to do this, and that is crucial. It's such a market. But there's a whole range of problems come once that button's hit, and you're live, and it involves the chat, what you're doing up on there, whether you're attending or hosting, or whether you're on a panel. There's lots of room for lots of places, and I do believe sometimes that's where a lot of the arguments can start as live streams, because it's more direct, more one-on-one. And you have, for instance, Xenia and I talking here. We can clarify ourselves right away. But in the chat right now, anybody typing something, it's very easy for it to be misconstrued. And that kind of runs off from there. I think of it like Police Academy. Remember where he took a bite of the apple, throws it, hits the guy on the head, and starts a whole city riot? Well, that can happen here too, nonetheless. So, the dog pound, you made it. I enjoyed your live stream today. Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. I had to go, like I said, I had a phone call, but I did enjoy my time, and thank you so much once again. It was really great to be there. It's great to see all you guys in here, by the way. I am going to say hi. There's Roger. There's my buddy, Canadian Drone Hub. How you doing? I'm going to say hi to everybody in just a minute, guys, like we always do here at Arena Size. Welcome. That's right, guys, with all kinds of bells and whistles, i.e. the echo on the mixer. You guys always deserve an Arena Size welcome, folks, for being here. In the meantime, hit the like button, tweet it out, folks. Let's get that out there. Let's get more people in here. I want you guys to have lots to mingle with. And feel free always, guys, to mingle in here, okay? Just the thing is, keep it above the belt. No asking for subscribers. No... Talk to people like you would in real life, guys. It only takes a few extra seconds, not minutes. Hey there, Canadian Drone Hub. Just checked out your channel. Man, what a great place to hang out, because I'm interested in drones too. I subscribe to you. There you go. Way better than I belled you, or I checkmarked you, or I legoed your ego, or whatever creative name is used at the time to go. and it doesn't cause any trouble with the algorithm, keeps things running nice. And when you do a nice little thing like that, guys, you've opened up the door to conversation, which means more chance they're going to follow you, that they're not just going to hit your bell and go away. So every little bit helps. We can't control anybody until the time that the technology comes out that we can plug each and everybody's fingers into a USB hub and then control them to watch and subscribe and never stop watching ever again. So all we can do is stack our cards as best we can and hope for the best. But it does at least give us a chance to get to know each other better. So, like I said, guys, with that said, feel free. If you're 20 away from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 20, 25, let us know, and we'll definitely get you up here. If you're 4 away from 426, I'm very happy for you, but everybody's in those kind of goals. So, just to keep it clean, and we're not getting inundated like we used to. Oh my God, that used to drive us crazy. And that, I'm almost at 1,000, I'm almost at 1,000. Do that, we'd stop everything, get them up, and then, yeah, of course, they were 410 away from it. They're getting closer, and I'm very happy with the direction they're going. But, so, hence the reason why for the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, in case you're wondering. Which is going to be a little bit harder after August.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a difference, for sure. And we talked about that yesterday. I don't think it's going to impact our live streaming too much because, we provide also tips. Actually, if you notice, the base of our shoutout streams, even with the wheel, is still the tips and suggestions for your channel. And even without that, although we will keep the wheel, don't worry, even without that, we do bring a lot of people when we do just random reviews. So it's not going to impact us whole pile, but that definitely is going to cause some havoc for sure.
And on the end user side, even too, I said the last night, and I do believe it a little bit. There is something to be said when you click; it gives that tactile sensation of something happening.
Of course, it's like
button
gambling.
Goes gray, the number goes up, stuff like that. So it is going to be a lot of adjustment from everybody, especially someone that's been in for a while. The newer ones will be coming in after that point. Of course, won't miss much. Well, they'll get a taste of it right up till they hit 1K, and then it's gone.
Yep.
So I actually don't like, in the one way, I get why they're doing that. But they made such a mess with the 1K, 4K. It almost bothers me now because they've opened it up to the parts that they're having the most trouble with. They're leaving that open to still continue.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, exactly. There were a whole bunch of minuses, I think more than pluses with what they did last year.
Yes.
But we'll see. Lots of people seems to think that it's no big deal. Well, I really think it has much more meaning than that. And, some creators have talked about that since then as well as we did yesterday. It is having a new turn into the culture of subscriber count or looking at the numbers, which usually was very important for creators as well as influencers and the companies that used to look at your numbers, able to see if they want to sponsor you and things like that. Well, now that's not going to kind of be at the focus anymore. So it shifts a whole bunch of things. It's not just little
Well, there's
numbers
this myth that it's just a small, and I heard that today from somebody. They said, it's just a small channel to be bothered. I've watched lots of the big ones sitting there watching the social blade spin and spin and spin to hit 5, 6, 8, 10 million. It's not just. There is a rush into it. And it's kind of like the in thing to be like, nah, numbers are nothing. They are something. They're not everything. And it's that healthy, balanced breakfast that really counts, guys. Is that mixture between growing as a channel and on the other side, paying attention to your content, which we're going to be getting into. So I say there is going to be a bit of a rant. I apologize in advance, but you know what I'm like. Guys, we got 87 in here. We're getting close up to 100, guys. Let's hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends. The more the merrier, guys. Let's get the good word out. So many great channels in here, guys. It's an honor and a privilege to have each and every one of you here. I'm just about to call out you guys' names. And also, too, for selfies. Before I forget, guys, I almost forgot. How can you think of? We had a ton of them again last night. It was crazy. I loved it.
Oh, yes. That was amazing yesterday.
You want another place to get seen, guys? Here you go. Let's see a selfie of you guys. There you go. There's the link. A selfie of you watching us. You can't do that? No problem. A selfie of you. If you got merch or anything like that, throw it on. Just please make sure to use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so everybody, including us, can find you. What is going on? I feel all lopsided. Something's wrong here. Something's not fitting
Well,
right.
somebody said, I think Coffee Music said that you need more coffee, and I think that's exactly what it is.
I'm going to have to just stick it right in my veins. I'm going intravenous style, so.
I just wanted to mention also to what you were talking, since you didn't take a breath of air. that
Come on, get it out.
It actually gonna be impacting more the bigger creators in subscriber count, because they're gonna be losing hundreds of thousands, losing in quotes.
Exactly.
If you have couple millions of subscribers, you are gonna see the lowest million and or the highest million. So it's gonna be 6-digit numbers that are gonna be lost in quotes for bigger creators. So I agree. It's not fully true that it's only impacting small ones. Not at all.
That's right.
And for them, it's going to impact money-wise because of, once again, sponsorships and things like that.
I was watching TubeBuddy today and watching them have to answer the question. They knew evidently it was going to come at some point, was the big question about what they thought of it. And he was like dancing around the subject. It was not Andrew, I forget his, Dusty. Dusty was on today, that's who it was. And dancing around the question a little bit because, of course, they don't want to touch it. And it's not the end thing to say that subscribers are in, but I mean, that is a plus of it. And they're not going to be as bad as Social Blade must have been having meeting upon meeting upon meeting upon meeting today.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to feel the most out of this by far.
Well, apparently YouTube a couple of years ago made Social Blade to delete the historical data. That's why it's not available to see all of the, channel growth since it ever has been on, because apparently YouTube made Social Blade to delete it. So
yep, that and they had to hide all the networks that the creators belong to at the same time. They got pulled. And guys, the gate is closed when it's closed. Like, you got to realize that. There's no going to another platform to find out the numbers. There are other options right now besides Social Blade. But when the data's closed, the data's closed to everybody. You're dealing with a platform that doesn't like to share in the best of times. So I have a feeling there's going to be some sort of paid service down the line through YouTube to get this, to be able to show it. That's what I think of anything they decide to open it, but I really don't think they want to touch it right now.
Now, this is not confirmed or even heard anywhere. It's just a personal opinion.
Exactly.
So just to make sure, don't pass it along. It's just personal opinion.
Yeah.
I just want to say Keep Sippin' is in, and Keep Sippin' is one sip at a time, which is Trish.
Oh my God, a name change.
Yeah, name change for the channel. Keep Sippin', formerly known as One Sip at a Time, one half of Craft Beer Pours.
I like it, Trish. I like it, actually. Very cool. I know the shorter name's easier to remember, but it's a catchy name for you. That's smart.
Yeah, and she's in her third trimester, so the time is coming.
Xenia's counting off by the minute, so don't worry, Trish.
Yeah, our YouTube babies.
That's right. We're going to have like a wall here with all the pictures.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Well, it's one coming in June, and then it's Trish's. So, McCartney Survival, they're having their first, and then I think Trish's is after.
There's a reminder once again, guys, for your selfie. And also don't forget to hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. So let's get the music up just a little bit more.
Guys, don't forget to like and share, please.
Better.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you have subscribed, please make sure that you still are. Ring the bell. You know how it goes with YouTube. It's really, really important. There was a question with regards to what we talked about.
So how do we hi first? Or?
Well, it's kind of with regards to what we talked about. How do we feel about our road to 8K now since the changes?
Nothing affected into it. I mean, it's only in August this is happening. It's still going to be business as usual. We have two options: either stay on YouTube or don't. When it's all said and done, there's no contracts, nothing owed to us, nothing agreed upon. They're not breaking terms of service because they have all the terms of service. So it'll be business as usual, and we'll just keep going, and we can still show it through ours. So there's all kinds of ways to do it for us, but yeah, we'll be fine. And I mean, we're already very lucky people for what we've gotten on YouTube for such a short time being on.
And by the way, thank you so much for each and every one of you who already added their shout-out videos to the playlist. They are amazing. They are featured in our homepage, guys. If you haven't checked them out, check it out. It's really cool.
Kids Connection is so adorable. My God.
Yeah, I'm sorry so much we didn't make to the premiere. Life comes sometimes, kids coming home and all of that. But thank you so much for doing that. It was adorable. Thank you.
Alrighty, guys, before Xenia gets talking, I can tell I'm getting a point in. I got to say hi to all you amazing creators. It is great to have each and every one of you guys here. While I'm doing that, guys, it's a great time to do your selfie. That's right, a selfie of you watching us. You can't do that, a selfie of you. Got merch, whatever. There's the place to promote it. It's a great way for your channel to be seen, guys. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Xenia's putting in the link in a second, guys. You can grab, just make sure to include the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so us and everybody can find you.
That's right. And now Andrew's going to call out each and every one of your names.
She's excited to talk tonight. I love it. West Haven, always and forever. Great to have you in here. We also have Victoria's Diary in the house. Urban Viking Explorers is in the house, as well as unequivocally Jacqueline. We have Tyreek's Eating Show, Two Family Homestead, Some Discoveries. Tanya and Ant is in the house. The Couples are here. The JLA member channel. The Dog Pound, who I just got the pleasure of hanging out with today. We got Super Dave 44 in the house. We got Sky North sitting in here, guys. We got STP, South Texas Prepper in the house, folks. We got Stephanie Ferrante in here. We got Slasher Chick. We got Side Effect Gaming, as well as Santa's in here. We have Salvatore Vinciguerra in the house, folks. We got SOT Metalworks. We got Ruby's Gaming in here. We got Rick Bork in the house, folks. We got Pure Austinson in the house. I hope, oh my God, I'm always thinking I'm saying that one wrong. Prev is in here, and we got Playworthy in the house. We got Nabul hanging out, and we got Monique Alicia in the house. We got Mermaid Love. We got Life with Stephanie, folks, and we got Life Tips with Miss D. We got Laser Cat here, and we got Lacasse. I'm not sure if you say with the French or the English pronunciation. I always kind of stutter on that. Sorry about that. So we have Queenie Todd in the house. We have Chris NG in the house. We got Kids Connection in the house. We got Keep Sippin'. Love the new name once again. Great job, Trish. We have Katie Thrifty Halls in the house. We got Just in Time Prepping Will. We got Joey Brooklyn in the house. We got James Garcia in the house. We got Jacqueline XO. We got Jackie Haru Food Reviews. We got Izzy Fam. We got Hike with Mike. We got Helen Casey in here, guys. And we have Ginger Nightmare. We have Free to Laugh Now as well. And Fate Shadow. We got Dreamweeper Gaming in the house. We got Destinations Chronicles and Dave Maggot. We have Construction Cronies in the house. And Coffee Outdoors. Coffee Music is here. Cherry Berry 48 is in the house. Canadian Drone Hub is here. We got Canadian Brewing Channel. Good to see you. It's been a few all as well. We got Uni Kitty. We got Ben Penny. And we got Alex, the Blue Man reviewer and gamer. And I see our niece is being way too good to us just because you should be celebrating tonight for you. You graduated. You passed your exams. That's the main thing. We knew you'd do fantastic, by the way.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for each and every one of you that are just coming in right now. Queenie Todd, hello. Hello, good to see you. We have Nut reviews. Eileen is making an apple crisp. Victoria's Diary, Sana, hello and welcome here. Chris MG, hello. Cabin, Life with Glenna Marine, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Alejandro Perez is watching together with Penny. Hello, Penny.
Penny. How are you?
She has her ears pierced for her birthday. It was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So
Pardon.
Big girl now. Canadian Brewing Channel, as you mentioned as well, guys. Say hi if we missed you. CNOAVO, hello.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Kids Connection still here. Slasher Chick. Guys, say hi if we missed you. And hello to all of you who are just watching or maybe listening to us.
And we got 95 in the house, guys. It's going awesome. Keep hitting that like button. Keep tweeting it out. And like I say, guys, we got some conversation here. Yes, there might be a bit of a rant. All in love, of course. Tis Lisa. It was nice hanging out in your stream the other day. It was so nice to see you back. Guys, hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. We're talking YouTube tonight, guys. Once again, kind of a special we did the other week, and we're going to be bringing this back from time to time. Livestream survival guide for host and guests. The ins and outs they don't talk about. Yes, this will deal more with problems versus probably some good things, but I'll try to balance it out as much as possible. Covering a lot of the faux pas, the problems going on, all that stuff. And remember, guys, this is not one of the ones where, oh, this is how do you connect OBS or how to get Hangouts going. This is the stuff that isn't talked about. And this will be a place for you guys to hear some of your grievances as well, what's going on in live streams. Life Tips with Miss D. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And a big hi to Main Lack Variety. Great to see you. Forever Purple is in the house. Guys, you are awesome. Keep it going, guys. So many great channels in here. Nabul, thank you very much. Well, it's something that we've talked about for a while. It wouldn't be like a weekly thing, but maybe bi-weekly or something like that. But it is something that needs to be covered and needs to be looked at. Because it is the Wild West on here, guys. There's a lot of myths, a lot of truths, a lot of problems, a lot of great things too. Xenia and I, one goal we have, I was actually talking about that today in TubeBuddy, just some of them, is this goal to finally get live streams fully legitimized. And we're getting there. We really are. There's big steps this year that's been done to realize them as a solid part of the platform. But there is more work to go on all of our part. Oh, no, tis Lisa. I understand completely. No worries.
And Andrew's right. There's lots of information out there about the technical part of how to go live streams, how to set up Hangouts and OBS and all of that. And we do touch up a little bit about that on our Tuesday Tech Talk. If you will gonna have some leftover questions afterwards, of course, we're not gonna say no to answering your questions, but these survival guides is exactly that. Is the emotional part of it, is the mental part of it, is it quite practical part of live chat that you have to deal with, things that we haven't really seen any creators talking about, but it is such an important part, and we think lots of people are going live, but lots of people are also not ready going live, and that's what we kind of want to take care of, try to at least, and help you out with that.
Oh no, Nabul, I'm so sorry about that.
We did talk a little bit about YouTube etiquette as well as Andrew said, it was a live stream last time. The link is down below, both to YouTube etiquette as well as the previous episode of the survival guide. So go check it out, what you should and shouldn't do as a host or as a viewer, or what you should or shouldn't post in the comments. Things like that is in the two links down below in the description.
Well, guys, it's great to have you all in here. What a great turnout. Once again, guys, I'm just putting up for the selfies. It is not too late, and we only check back periodically. But here you go, a selfie of you watching us. You can, a selfie of you. You got merch, anything like that, feel free to show it off in there. There's a link. Just please make sure you use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so us and everybody can find you, and they're going to take a look. And we're going to take a look right now and see what everybody put up, because there's some great shots here already.
In the meantime, I'm going to say hi to Cardoso Media, who's jumping in as well. Grant McIntosh is in the house.
There's
Hello.
my buddy. How are you?
How are you doing? Stephanie Ferrante, thank you so much for sharing it out.
You guys are absolutely awesome. And guys, we really appreciate it being shared out. Not just our live stream, but any live stream you visit. It really does help out the channel a lot. Like, not just a little bit. It's not like an unimportant thing. It really does make a big difference. Those things right there. Hitting the like button, tweeting out, telling friends. And of course, if you're new here and you like what we're doing, I hope you'll hit subscribe and see all the other things we got going on. We have Razzle Rama up here. New upload. Wow, look at that. Very, very nice. I hope he's here. He was here. No, he'd probably gone by now because he said he was going. He's in France. So it's a late night for him. Will, thank you so much. There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Hanging with the cool folks. Thank you. We have Jim. There he is, guys. JLA member. Everyone check out my Pusa Studios. Hashtag Pusa's Road to 8K video. And that's one of my t-shirts I designed. Oh my God, that's so awesome.
That is awesome, and it was an amazing shout-out video. I loved it so much. Unbelievable. Thank you.
That is so cool. You're such an amazing person. And your story, like I say, that day I caught you live, you're talking with your kids, and that was just fantastic. Really amazing that we've gotten to know each other. It's been it's a complete, utter pleasure. Jackie Haru is back. She had family visiting. That's why she was gone for a couple of days, and I hope you had a fantastic time.
She got her puppy back. She got her puppy. German Shepherds. I just have a very soft heart for them, because my grandma always had German Shepherds. Oh my God, such a sweetheart. Oh, aw. Memories.
Everything is good now, Jackie. I'm glad for you. I am glad for you. That is awesome.
Oh my God,
Nabul. Watching Push Studios with my duty Ron style live stream trick. What they don't tell you. He was showing today the shores. He was doing a live stream on the shores of France, looking out into the sea. Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Love it, my friend.
Katie Thrift Calls, thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you.
Chris Rossetti celebrating 32 wonderful years of marriage tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. Happy pre-anniversary to you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow.
A great picture, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to frame that one.
I love that.
Awesome. Congratulations. What's your secret? Let us know.
Yes, exactly. Let us all fill us all in, guide us on this. Stephanie Ferrante, it's so great to see a selfie. It's been a while. Always love having Stephanie in here. Great photographer. Hope you're having a fantastic one. Thank you. It's always great to have you in, Stephanie. And there we go, guys. Oh, whoa. The Greenie Beast. I love it.
Nice.
What an awesome shot.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's a bit muffled. I don't know. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. And there's the Crohn's chick with that big famous smile. It's just checking out the thumb up and the lighter behind. My kind of gal. That's what. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, she's rocking it. Her Hangout crashed in the middle of her live stream today. She wasn't able to get back on.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's Google to you. But yeah, so feel for you. We have gone through the same things, believe us, but we know how much it sucks. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Oh, you're so awesome. Keep being awesome. Keep being awesome. And Jim, thank you so much for tweeting it out, my friend. I really, really do appreciate it. Oh, Chris MG, love it. That's the way to do it.
Nice. That looks like a poster.
Mm-hmm.
Loving this. Or t-shirt.
Yes.
Or mug. Or anything merch.
Anything merch. Love it.
Awesome. Love it so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Great to have you in here. And there's Arizona Timeless Tourist. My God almighty.
Locations he goes to. It's unbelievable how beautiful it is.
Dean, what a nice mix of the Jeep, the orange and then the sky. And I believe that's still Inspiration Mountain, if I remember right. Looks absolutely fantastic.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for getting us on adventure as well.
Yes. Chris Conkey, thank you so much. Thank you so very much for tweeting it out. Really, really do appreciate it. That is so kind. It really does make a big difference, so we really appreciate it. Thank you. Destination Chronicles. Oh my God, that's a great shot. I love it. Looks like a lot of fun. Very, very nice. Thank you so very much. And there's Chris. There he is now as he's selfies. Watching another awesome live stream. Thank you so very much. Well, it's you guys in here that make it awesome, so thank you so much.
And we have West Haven who posted her selfie 5 hours ago. So I'm just going to put the link in the chat so you can click on it and show everybody as well.
Okay.
Because I know that was 5 hours ago.
There we go. I like somebody who's well prepared. That's the way to do it. There we go. Awesome. Look at such beautiful photos.
That is awesome.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Very nice. Wow. Thank you so much. And way to do it. Way to be prepared. Hats off to you. I love it.
Oh, Bruni Kitty also apparently did hers earlier. Well, we'll have to look for it.
Ben Penny. I love it. I love it. Looking
nice. Good. Look at that beach.
Yes.
What I wouldn't give now for being at the beach now. Wow.
Very nice. I love it. It's good to see you out and about and everything, enjoying yourself. That is awesome to see. Fast Up KC. What's going on, my friend? Watching Pusa Studios, learning more and more. If you aren't moving forward, you are falling behind. Keep learning. Wow.
Nice. Yes, and the shout out video is great as well. I love the tips.
Love
Spot on pronunciation of Pusa Studios. Loved it.
That is the way. That is the way. And thank you to both of you guys as well for tweeting it out as well. You guys are absolutely fantastic.
And we have Bruni Kitty link of her selfie in the chat as well, which was 3 hours ago.
Okay.
This
one here?
Yep, I posted for you, so it's easier to catch on that one.
Alrighty. There you go, guys. Oh, my God. That is awesome. Oh, what a great shot. I love it.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, and congrats once again.
That's excitement, happiness right in that shot.
Yes.
That's our niece, folks. That's our niece. She adopted us as her uncle and auntie, so we're very proud of that one. So there you go.
Eduardo Disla, hello and welcome back to our channel here. Well, if you're just coming in here wondering what are we going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about live streams. And no, not the tactical part of it. That's all probably have been covered out there. You can search for it. But we are going to be talking about something that people don't talk too much because it is kind of shady subject or slippery when wet. And it's quite serious as well because so many people are starting to live stream more and more, and it is affecting people's mental health, people's well-being, and just in general. I think lots of people just don't know what to do on their live streams or what to do when you're visiting somebody's live stream. So that's what we're going to talk about. Andrew warned us about a little bit of ranting. I don't know what's that about, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
And she's not joking, folks. I don't always tell her this kind of stuff. So we get on, and then she gives that look like, oh, where are we going with this? So.
I see some people were saying about selfies again. We're going to get back to them. Don't worry. It's never too late in these live streams. When it's just us and you guys in the chat, we'll definitely are going back to them. So it's never too late. You can always post yours.
Always our pleasure, guys. Love seeing. We really do, guys. We're honored that you guys take the time to do that. But also, too, guys, it's a great way to grow your channel. And when you go join the channel, check on that about section. See whatever they got. If they got Twitter, you got Twitter. Join it. Same thing for Instagram, Discord, whatever it may be. Join it. That's the best way. Once again, never put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I like Kids Nations was actually commenting on people's pictures on Twitter, which is great. It's, connect.
Exactly. Everything's about connection, guys. The stronger the bond you build, the more chance people are going to follow you. It's not guaranteed. For the record, no matter what is ever promised to you, whatever is told can be done. Nobody can force anybody in the end to watch anything. It's as simple as that. All we're doing here with everything we do is stacking the odds in our favor to make us more pleasing to the eye, the ear, that if they do come, that there's a better chance they'll stay. That's what it all comes down to. Same with Twitter, same with anything like that. So you're better as, and always put your best foot forward, because you never know when opportunity knocks. And you want to be ready for it if it does. So, that's the simple cold truth. But meet up, connect on different places. The more you talk, the more people are going to get to know you better, the more they want to know more about you. So it works a lot better than just a fast click of the button and off to the races. So can you sound the horn for me, please? Just once. I'll prep. I don't know. No, maybe later. We'll see.
You know that I am mainly in the chat, yeah? Just FYI, I'm just saying, come on. Come on.
But I like your spirit, Prev. I like anybody asking for the horn. And by the way, guys, tomorrow's the horn is at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's right. Wheel of Shoutouts European Edition is on 1 p.m. Eastern. And you'll hear lots of horn then, I guarantee you. So if you need your fix of that, it is coming under 24 hours from now. So...
well, maybe later. Okay, how about that? Okay, how about that? Let's get our live viewer count to 100. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it, guys.
Can you get it to 100? If we get to 100, we'll sound the horn.
We hit 95 a while ago, guys. We're back down around 80 some. Let's get that up to 100. I'll hit the horn. There you go. Xenia said it, not me. I'm still kind of in shock. So hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, guys. Let's do that. Get that number up. The more that go in, you'll get the horn. There you go. You heard it. Girl power. There you go. West Haven's pulling for you.
I like the GLA member channel says, can I get a note to excuse me from work for tomorrow? Well, we can get you a note. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but yes.
87, guys. 87. We're getting close. You guys are jumping the numbers already. We get into 100, I'll hit the horn. There you go. And that's because Xenia said it. I'm still a little in shock that she agreed to that. So usually I say it, and then she's like, no. So
well, if we have a goal, that's a bit different story.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. All right, go. I'm just going to pick a new goal each time. If somebody says hi in the chat, I'll hit the horn.
No. There, Eduardo Disla said it, but that doesn't. There you go.
That counts. That counts.
No,
you
we
said
need
it.
That 100.
You brought it to my attention.
We need that 100.
There, you got a shot
that
of
was
it.
Half of it.
That's right.
Come
so there's a taste of the horn.
Come on. Hello, everybody. Yeah, everybody's just saying hi now. See?
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Well, guys.
All right.
So I'm gonna go.
You were saying? 88. We're 12 away, guys. We're 12 away. Please continue. The floor is yours. Sans the horn.
We now I'm gonna go over and share out our live stream to the places that I usually do share yours as well as ours, like Facebook, Discord, Twitter and such. I hope you do the same, and as you do, hopefully we will get to 100, and that's when the horn is gonna sound. Otherwise it's gonna defeat the purpose of getting to 100.
This is like going to the chapel, but you can't walk inside to take a look.
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening to me and respecting my voice here.
That's right.
Thank you. Was nice cuddling with you.
It was. It was.
Yeah. Okay, now share it out.
There you go, guys. You heard 92, guys. 8 to go. We hit the horn. There you go, guys. Hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. You're new here, please hit that subscribe. And also, guys, don't forget about selfies as well. That's right.
Yeah, Kuzerback says hold him down. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if people to do that, but you know, a little cuddle. Okay, now, so
God.
let's get to work. Share it out. Hit that like button. And Andrew is going to be talking about his issues today.
I hope nobody got hurt.
No, that was a gentle tapping.
Oh, I'm getting that error again. I'm getting logged out constantly.
Yeah, if
There.
you buffer, don't suffer, refresh. We get, as we do on our own live streams all the time.
God, it's awful.
Colorado Fisher, hello, how are you doing? Welcome back here. Good to see you. DJ and Entertainments, hello. Noor Cooking Channel, welcome back as well. Fire Scratchers here. Hello, hello. Good to see you all here. You're amazing. Carter's Eat, hello. My family garden. You guys are amazing. Riley Finchfield Reviews, how have you been doing? Good to see you back as well. Well, we're almost there, guys. If you want that horn be hit or rung or whatever you want to call it, we're almost there.
Oh my God, you're so funny. You are too hilarious.
Live stream isn't enough for Andrew's issues. Same as me. Kuzerback says, yeah, well, I think most of us can say the same, you know, but I think these ones are going to be common issues for all of us. And the next two letters are high. Yeah, no, Hike and Deep knows about that. No highs. We removed them from the channel once for that one by accident. So, yeah, traumatized us and them.
Yeah. Oh my God, seriously? Oh my God, tonight. This is crazy.
Yep, and Ginger Nightmares probably was by accident. So hopefully you forgive whoever was doing that. Sometimes buttons that just get pressed by accident. We have done that too. So just welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We have Super Dave here as well. Easy Fam, how are you doing? And Bum Fluff Paranormal, how are you doing today? Quinn City Picker, guys, good to see you as well. Only had a minute this evening, guys. Well, thank you so much, Who's Your Back Outdoors. Thank you so much for jumping in. Hopefully the love life is going well. I know that's what the busy life is.
And thank you, my family garden, for hiding the comment. That's actually my personal one that I keep jumping between. So
there you go. And Riley Finchfield Reviews actually seen a video on Prankster Lock that we did for him with Wake Up with a giant teddy bear. That's right.
That was
on Prankster Lock's channel. Yes, that was awesome. It was really fun making it.
Some real high-end acting was done on there.
But it was lots of fun making it, though. It was very fun. Well, guys, Gail Crabtree, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry, guys. We are getting a lot of buffering, so trying to deal with that tonight. If you buffer, don't suffer, guys. Hit F5 on your keyboard. If you're on Mac, it's Command R. It's been a while since we've had to deal with that. That's unpleasant. But anyways, what can we do,
now
guys?
I got booted out.
There.
Awesome.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
Milk commercial. Is it on our channel? Oh, my.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I guess we're going to jump right into it. If anybody hasn't heard yet, basically the topic tonight, we've done this once before, and it might become like a bi-weekly thing. We'll see how it goes. Was live streaming survival guide for hosts and guests, the ins and outs they don't talk about. So you guys have seen, once again, lots of videos about how to connect on the YouTube to live stream, what software to use, or how to use Hangouts that's included, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of it. That said, there is not much about what happens once the camera goes. And I feel that's a problem because if anybody doesn't know quickly why YouTube brought in live streaming, the first was to compete against Twitch. And I believe Vessel was doing live streaming at some point too, if I'm not mistaken. So it was to kind of compete with those platforms. But it kind of got thrown in and dumped. And on those streams, it was mostly all gamers. So that was the big part of most of it. Not that there wasn't some news stuff a little bit, like, but it was mostly gamer oriented. Mostly gamers would turn it on, live stream games, of course. and so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden, people started going into live streams, dabbling with it. Live streams were only meant to be a perk when they first came out on the YouTube. And up until just recently, why I say we're getting more legitimized is because at first it was only like you did your videos and every now and then you did a live stream to thank everybody, and then some gamers did it. And they already knew what to do, so we're just going to let them kind of run on their own.
You were only able to live stream only when you had 1,000 anyway.
Exactly.
That's how we celebrated our first 1,000, because we were actually finally able to live stream too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and even before in the early stage, it was open only higher as they welcomed it out and then rolled it. And that was fine, but now, ever since the famous Barrel Boy Woods, good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Ever since the 1K, 4K last year, things have taken a turn, and live streams have grown at an exponential rate. And the problem with that is there's always a good and a bad side to everything. We all know that. We've seen it with the internet, or whatever has come before, whatever technology. There's always been a good and a bad side. Was the thing of the 1K, 4K. Oh my God, what a quicker way to get my watch time. I'm going to be a live streamer. And that can be a good thing. It can really be a good thing. But it also can be what we're seeing is kind of a sea of live streamers doing stuff, which might as well say, this is for watch time. So there. That's what I wish. I wish there was a law that they had to mandatorily put that up. And why I'm saying that is, when most of us have shot a video in the past, you have to have a middle, a beginning, and an ending. You have to. There's no way around it. There's got to be something there, some point for that being on, because you have to know how long you're going to go. What is it going to be about? You can't just shoot it blindly and let the camera run for hours and then throw that all up and it'd be 45 hours long. It doesn't work that way. So there was thought into it, and there was a process to it, and there still is to this day. Live streams didn't quite go that way for some. Not all, but some. And let's face it, if we're going to talk openly and honestly, for a good bit, it's become a real problem on here. And why is it a problem? Well, think of when everybody releases a video. Think of when you release your next video, okay? You put it out on YouTube. There you go. It's up for the world to see. Well, now you're meandering amongst all these videos and live streams that have been put up, okay? And if these live streams are running so long all the time and so many of them in abundance, it's very easy for a video to fall by the wayside, or a stream that's working very hard to make a show to get seen as well. Paul Murray, how are you doing? Great to see you. ATGH Travels, great to see you. Sorry, guys, I was just saying hi to everybody a few minutes ago. What we're talking about is kind of where we're going right now with live streams and what we're going to talk about tonight. And we're not the internet police here. We're not the YouTube police, and nobody is in here, and nobody has the right to tell you what to do at this point. As long as you're working in between YouTube's guidelines and respecting them, you're good. Because that's all you have to answer to when it's said and done. No channel can go in and say, I don't like this, I want it down, or I don't want to do it. Nobody can. Nobody has the right to. YouTube hasn't given the right. They haven't deputized anybody the last time I checked. So you might not like the way they're doing, but it's still there. We're just talking about the changes going on and our thoughts onto it, and I want to get you guys' thoughts as well. And it's a bit raw, and I'm going to probably rant a little bit, and I do apologize, but there is some things that's got to be said. And, it's just important to cover this stuff. So when you release a video now, you're meandering between all these people that are like looking for watch time on top of the other stuff that's going out. Well, the quality is going down and down and down and down because it's such an easy thing to do. You turn on the camera, you go. Let's get a bunch of people together. We got a show. But do you have a show? That's the big question. And that's what you have to ask yourself. Do I have a show? Or do I have a publicized hangout? And once again, it's not illegal at this time against YouTube guidelines or any such thing to do so. But with that said, we see what's been happening with YouTube. And if I can give one piece of advice, and this is my speculation based on what I've seen going on, buckle your seatbelts if you're not ready to get your live stream somewhere more of a controlled atmosphere, because I do think though YouTube is going to be coming on force very soon. They've already showed signs of it. Things got way out of control, and they're to blame partly, okay? In a big part of it. The 1K, 4K was probably the worst decision that YouTube ever made because the way it was done and implemented. It sounds like they tried to clean things up. Now, this is talking back when we first got back into it, so we were nowhere near that. So what I'm about to say would have screwed us just as much as anybody else. I'm surprised they set the numbers as low as they are. That they were somewhat semi-easily obtainable. Because 1,000 subscribers comes quick, but you think 4,000 hours would be a barrier. Yes and no. There comes the introduction of the watch time live stream. And that's been kind of an issue. And it's a bit of a sore issue because you're watching it and I get channels on here sometimes when we spin the wheel, for instance, okay? And they're so excited and they're like, oh my God, I just need 30 more away till I hit 1K. And there's a question I wish I could ask them. What is it gonna change for you when you hit 1K? Oh my God, I'm only 60 hours away from my 4,000 hours. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. Now you're gonna be monetized. But what is gonna change from this point on? What should have been done maybe a long time ago before you got to this point? Is it even salvageable after 4,000 hours of building up just to get it? You both are amazing content. Channel keeps growing and the stream so. Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much.
The super chat's appreciated. The words are way. No, I don't want to take away from the monetary value, but the words are you can't put a price tag. Wow, thank you so very much. That's very kind of you. And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing a bunch of people tonight, guys. I don't. I'm just saying that maybe it's time we kind of sit back and look what we want to do on here. Because first of all, the person says, oh, no, don't look at my stuff. I'm just getting my watch time, and then I'm going to do something fantastic. Okay, great. There's your plan. You're going to do something fantastic because you came on here as a gardening channel. Then you spent the last 5 months doing nothing but, like, holding a camera out, just moving around, telling everybody they should support each other and do all this, or they should be doing this or that or the other thing. Anything just to kill time. Now, great. Here you go. You hit your 4,000, your 1,000. You think it's that salvageable once it's done? Well, there's two problems with that. One, you've pretty much drained out your whole audience getting up there. They're gone. They've seen that. They've done it. They moved on. And we get the same. There's turnover and everything. The best of times, there's turnover. But also, too, now you're so pegged into something. Can you switch back? Can anybody see you in a different light? Can you handle the fact when you say, okay, now I'm going to change it? And I don't see it happening too often, but the ones that do stand to it, when they finally make that decision, put their foot down, I'm going back to basics. I'm going to be this. Can you ride it out? Can you take that kind of mental abuse that comes with making the switch over? And it doesn't mean you're giving up live streams. You might say, okay, I was a gardening channel. I did this. Now I want to be a gardening live stream and videos again or whatever. Can you ride that out? It's hard. It's very hard because a lot of people do that with money. They play and they get bigger in content. They say, oh, I'm done. This feels like a sellout. I want to go back to clubs. Well, okay, your heart's into it now and you feel warm and fuzzy, but is it paying off the way you were hoping? So there is a lot to consider into it. And I do worry sometimes. I see some channels letting themselves slide that came on here with a real goal of wanting to tell their message and it get lost through live streams in a chance to build up for 4,000 hours. And that's sad to watch. It really is, because there's some very talented people that kind of lost that whole thing doing so. And the thing, here comes the upside of it. Why didn't you, or the person that's thinking about it now, why don't you start off holding on to your group, and even if you need a bit more for watch time, you want to network some people, fine, but tie it into what you do. Use your connections you have now as a funnel into your community. A great shining example of that, I'll tell you right now, he's in the channel, in my opinion, and there's a lot of them like that, is Canadian Drone Hub. Canadian Drone Hub's a great place for that. Because Roger then went into it not being like the drone aficionados on everything, but knowledge about it. They enjoy the drone community, and they enjoy bringing people into the drone community. So people can come in from all over, and it's a mixed match of it all. But they still haven't lost that part of it. They're still drone discussion, and they're actually refining it now more and more and picking certain days for different types of droning, FPV and then GPS and stuff like that. There are ways to make it work, and it's not saying they're all going to work. Nothing's guaranteed on here. But guys, I mean, it's hard to watch sometimes. I mean, I'm watching channels that say Dave's Mechanic Show, and what is it? Alrighty, guys, we all got to get together, and there's 25 people, and then they're going over the next one doing, guys, we had to get together 25 people, and not even mentioning anything about mechanics, not using mechanics graphics, not doing it from a garage, not doing it in front of their 67 Ford that they have out in the front yard. I mean, anything is better than nothing. You start finding a way to look in, and if you do that, things will start to become more of, that's that word I was talking about a while ago, a show. With a beginning, a middle, and an end. And not based on when finally everybody wanders out and then you shut it off because you got as much watch time as you could drain off of it. Because that's another really bad thing. And I know what's going on. And I watch it going on. Live streams that should have ended an hour and a half ago. And they went from 20 people down into 2. But they're so hoped on keeping every last person in there. Leave them wanting more. Once again, think like a video. You want to leave people leaving more. You want them to come back to the next one. It is addictive. I remember Xenia and I, when we first started live streaming, the time we had like 16 and we went nuts. And we muted the cameras and we're like, should we end it? Oh my God, I can't believe this. And we're guilty too. Once or twice we did let it go, and I would say too long than we should have. But we quickly learned this is not how we can do it. It's going to exhaust itself and leaving people walk away with a bad taste in their mouth. And then they ain't coming back at all. They're willing to follow you, but you got to have a path. You got to have somewhere to go. You got to have something tangible that makes it worthwhile hanging in there for the long term. And networking can be part of it. You see that. We never gave up our wheel of shoutouts. But we also could have been doing it 5 days a week too. And right now we'd probably, in my opinion, be lucky if we had 10 people in the chat pushing it. I'm sure some people thought they were nuts. Some people told us we were actually nuts when we brought back like Tech Talk Tuesday and interviews and that. And some said, oh my God, look, you got lower numbers. Well, we knew that already. We knew there's no way we're going to bring in as many people for the other stuff, most parts, as we would with a live stream for network, the wheel. That's fine. We're good with that. We always looked at if we can retain 30 to 35% of the new people that come in for that will actually come and watch other stuff we've done. It's worked out. So that was right in the plan of it. And it did, like our interviews jumped from last year. We were lucky we got 250 or so, 200, sometimes less. Then we were bringing 800 or 1,000 into it. And that's fantastic. That's huge. It's 5 times growth. I'm not going to kick about that. We've had Tech Talk Tuesdays that's brought over 2K. We never thought that was possible. We were worried Tech Talk Tuesday was going to bomb this year. That was our worst fear because we loved that night. But we just didn't know if it was going to work with the way we were doing everything. But guess what? People enjoy it. And no, we won't get as much as the wheel, but we get a really good crowd in there. And there's more and more people. And that's what gets us, I think, to the week, is seeing more and more people who want to do more and more with their channel. Because it is a balance, guys. You can't put it all into networking. You can't put it all in your channel. It's got to be a balance between them. Otherwise, you get leaning too much to one side. The other side fails. You're out chasing people. Your channel's just falling and falling and falling. And if you're putting every God-waking moment into your channel, you end up like as a hermit and nobody sees what you're doing. And that's a shame, too, when you work so hard on stuff. They got to complement each other. Somebody asked us last week, what's more important, content or networking? I'd say content. That's what I gave my answer last week. That was my opinion, but I give it maybe 10% more because it is key, but it's not everything. You gotta keep your head on the game here and keep working. When you open a new business, like I always say, it's not like you open the doors and it's done. You put ads in radio stations. You get out there. You hire somebody to go stand on the street corner and drop flyers, whatever it takes to get eyes on you because you're new. Nobody knows you exist right now. Until you can get more and more known, that starts to pick up. So our networking is very different in a lot of ways than it was when we first got going. But we're not out of the woods yet by any sense of the word either. So it is a lot of work on all sides of it. There's a lot of hats to wear in YouTube, and I understand it can be tiring. The process is grueling. But you don't want to let your channel go in the meantime while you're doing all this stuff. I mean, you guys look at all the channel names flying by. People came in here with messages, stuff they really wanted people to see. That's a part of them that they want to be, they wanted to give back into the world in some shape or form. And it is sad to watch when I watch channels letting it all go and just chasing to get the watch time and not even incorporating what their channel was originally about into it. You know, that's sad. It really is, because you're losing your voice in that. And you might say, well, you guys were video and photography and now you do mostly live stream. Yes, but I mean, our backgrounds are kind of geared into where we're going in this. It kind of, it makes sense a bit. I mean, you know, video photography, I worked in web for years, and Xenia's worked in design. We both have marketing experience. All these things kind of filter into what we do, and we still have a daytime job where we do those things, editing and stuff. So it's not like we're losing our skills. YouTube, when we came onto it, was nothing more than a promoter of business. If we had known we were going to do all these live streams, we most certainly would have never called it Puša Studios at all, because it's not the best fit for what we do. We're got too much skin in the game now. But at the time, we would have definitely thought something else, because that's our actual business name. We would have separated them. We just kind of fell into it, if you will. And that's the truth, because we only live streamed once to go on for after we hit 1,000 subscribers, and then we went on twice more just because people said they wanted to know more about us. It was kind of fun, because we didn't talk in any of the videos. They were all cinematics. But I mean, I see a lot of you guys. You guys got a voice in here, you know. I just want you guys to understand that. I'm not trying to say nobody should be in the game, and I understand the race for 4K. I get that. I do. But the question is, and you have to ask yourself, when that comes up and you got your 4K and your 1K and whatever else there by now, is it salvageable to get back to what you want to do? Do you want to get back to what you do? Or have you lost your way so much, you're kind of just floating around in space at this time? And that's hard, because you can ask a lot of channels that had 40, 50, 60,000 subscribers and been off for 6 months, a year, and go and ask them what it was like to come back and what it's like. That's the same thing with you guys, because if you're just doing that, by then, those first 1,000 subscribers, they don't know you anymore, most of them. They're gone, like because there was nothing that, like, you know, they did what they did there and then they moved on. You don't have that base. You have that number, but it's very hard to build up a base again. And sometimes the algorithm can turn against you and make it a lot harder to get off the ground again, because it kind of booked you in kind of like a, wouldn't say that you're gone, but it looks at you as kind of in a dormant state, and it's very hard to build traction on that kind of stuff like that. So, you know, it's, a lot of us have to do some soul searching, look at what we came on here to do, where we're at, and is it going where we wanted it to be. And I'm a real stickler when we're reviewing channels. I'm always on about the about section. When I'm telling people that, it's very important about the about section, hugely for the algorithm. All that stuff we said is true. But there's a big but here. But it's also, I'm trying to get people to go and look and audit themselves and see if they've lost their way on YouTube. Because most times, most of them, that's their first draft they ever did for their about sections when they started. And I want them to look and say, is this really the direction I wanted to take this channel? Is this what I wanted when I came on here? Is it maybe time I start looking at doing things a different way? So, there's always one of... Let me see. Sorry, guys, just had to deal with that. There we go. No asking for subscribers, no goals, yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes in here. And don't ask for much. It's quite easy. So that's one part, guys, I wanted to talk to everybody about. Because I think there is really a lot of amazingly talented people here. And I feel that YouTube, through this whole 1K, 4K, have sometimes lost their way into it. And maybe it is the way for you. But sometimes we go into these things without really truly thinking them through. And then then we're left with that ball of wax when it's said and done. So if you want to look at this as kind of an intervention or just kind of a thing to think about on the side. But I challenge each and every one here, and I hope other people are listening to it too. The funny part is, a lot of times when it comes to these kind of subjects, a lot of the ones that should be there aren't. to look at your about section and just read it to yourself with nothing else running, not while you're watching videos, while you're editing or anything. Just read it to yourself and look at it as almost like a letter you wrote to yourself when you came on here, what you wanted to do. And now ask the present day self, am I living up to this? Did I change for the right reasons if I did? Or is it maybe time I really just kind of rethink how I'm going to do things on here before I get myself into something that I can't get back to that? And it's okay to change. You can come on here as a gardening channel and then realize halfway down that you want to be, I don't know, another hobby you have or you picked up along the way through here. Model trains, we'll say. I'm just picking stuff out of my head. It's okay. People do go to college and change career paths. It's understandable you came on here with something in your head, but then changed. That's nobody's going to hold you to it. By the time you get going, you should really still find your niche where you want to fit, because if you keep changing too much, the algorithm has no clue what to do with you. And that can be a pretty scary place to grow. So it's not about never finding a new path. It's about, though, being led by the path just to get to 1K, 4K slowly or above and beyond. And is it hurting what you originally want to be on here? Because it will happen, guys. And it does. And we get some letters here that are not very happy letters. Not mad at us. Some people is now banging their head. It's been 5 months and they can't seem to get back into what they did, transforming in that. That's partly what's inspiring what we're talking tonight. It's not a happy subject for some. I understand that. But it is something you have to ask yourself. And that's why we call it what we call it tonight, guys, because these are things we didn't even know. But, we're all kind of learning as we go. And live streams are a slippery beast because it's new, it's attractive, and it looks easy. And that's the thing. A lot of people say, holy God, hon, I got an idea. We're going to do a live stream. I don't have to edit videos. I don't have to plan out any content. This is fucking amazing. Pardon my language.
Yeah, and I think it's that the biggest misconception. You press the button and just go live. I mean, you can do it,
Yep.
But then it follows everything what Andrew was talking
I'm
about
live.
before.
Look at, I'm live. Here I go. Hey out there. Look at me. Look at me. Look, there's my dog trapping. Here's me. Look, me, the dog trap. And there you go. I got me a show. No, you don't got me a show. You got yourself a disaster. That's what you got, a disaster.
And some people might be attracted to it, but the question is, do you want your channel to be that?
Yeah.
Is it why you came on? If you did, well, it's a different story. But if you didn't, then you might want to rethink your strategy.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't forget, people. People like to go slumming sometimes, and they might hang out for a bit, cheering you on through this whole disaster, because it's like watching a car accident. But do you always want to be the car accident? When does the accident finally get cleaned up and everybody moves to the next accident? That's something that's got to be considered, and that's some harsh talk, but it's true. You got to look at some point. You got to take a live stream if that's the path you're going to go on to, and you've decided, you know what, videos, I want to do more live streaming. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't just do, I'm live streaming because it's, I can turn on the camera and I got something here. You don't have something there. When you have something there is when you finally sit down and start planning it out and how it's going to go and what time length you're going to be into and what you want to do with it. And you want to have segments. You see each night here, we open up, we do different things. We have our certain set things that we do each night. We do selfies. We do the calling out everybody's names, the time to push and give everybody time to come in and all that. Those are all in stages. They don't have to be rigid from 2 to 4 minutes this and from 3 minutes to 4 minutes and 41 seconds do that. But you got to have some guidelines to make things run. You want people to emotionally attach with what you do. Okay? Same as with videos. Whether it's a train in my video or you singing a sad song in yours, the whole goal is when it's done that people have an emotional attachment to what you do, so they want to see more. Because anything and everything can be a character when it's put in front properly. But you need that too with your live streams. And guys, stop announcing goals, please. We're timing out on that stuff. I've been quite clear about that one. No goals. It's very easy. Everybody's got goals unless you're 20 away from 1,000. If I'm 4 away from 422, well, that's me for right now. Okay, guys, I'm 6 away from 4,660. There you go. Now I announced mine too. we all got goals, so yeah, that's the biggest thing, guys, right there. start planning out your channel. Plan out. If you're going to be a live stream, set up with it. Have a goal. I want to do this so many nights a week. I wonder maybe I started doing this and that. And I'm going to get into something not to do in just a minute. That's going to be also another hard subject we're going to get into. But for that one right there, start laying down. Maybe get out paper. Draw out. Okay, this is 2 hours. I want to do this segment and that segment. Or I want to get involved with this person. Or I want to add a little bit of this to my show. Or I want to get into OBS or whatever it is. Start making the leap into it. You actually get more watch time most likely if you're doing these things because you've planned out something. You have segments or at least a show with a goal into it that you can put a name, not just kicking it. And guess what? In 3 hours, I'll be back on kicking it. And join us tomorrow night at 4 o'clock when I'll be kicking it at 4 and at 9 and at 12 and at 6. Kicking it. Just something, anything. Because you have a lot to offer, and if you have that much passion to get on YouTube, this is not social media, so you didn't come on here, I hope not, just to hang. Then this is a great time to put into play what you would like to do, and start making it work. You guys are creative people. That's what I'm saying into it. You guys have all the tools in the world to do this. You really do. Give yourself the credit you deserve. Realize just not just how valuable the viewer's time is. Start looking at how valuable your time is. And you want the most return on that time. And that's the kind of thing that should incentivize it to start looking at this. When you like the most, instead of just turning the phone and the dog's crapping and you're just kind of looking around and, all right, guys, I need, you got a counter down almost for the time. Think about how many more people you attract when you got a real spectacle going on. I'm sorry, I'm using French words now. You do that, yes, it's a little bit more work up front, but you get a greater return on your investment. Your time and their time. And they're not just kind of jumping around. Because face it, guys, if you're not doing a very good live stream, people are jumping all over the place because they do it even the best of times. So if it's a really kind of weak one, there's a bunch of them just sitting and waiting. Oh, there's a new channel. We're going to jump in there and meet them. And then they go circling around. You're running on a back panel somewhere. That's not giving you watch time. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not happening for you. So why not maximize your investment, get the greatest return onto it? If you're only into it for watch hours, look at meshing the two of them together and getting your watch hours more than you were before and being able to salvage your channel into something that's palatable that will last for X number of years, months, decades, who knows how long you choose to be on here, or whatever new platform comes along, you can transfer it over there. It's going to be a lot of work, and if you want to do a live stream right, in my opinion, it's basically the same amount of work that should go into a video. There should be no difference into it. Whatever you would put into a video, you should put into here. That's the misconception. That's why it's thought of as an easy way out for watch time. We're not where we want to be yet. There's kinds of things that Xenia and I want to do on here. We want to try. We have whole new plans, and we keep doing that. Should we have done some of them early? Yes, we're not perfect, so we're not waving any flags. We are poster children ourselves. But I guarantee you, the one thing is when we got in here, we made a commitment that if we didn't put the same amount of devotion into this as we do into whether Xenia's photography or my videography, we weren't going to do it. And our aim has been to get better and better and better. And we have. And it's not about buying $10,000 worth of product. We upgraded slowly as we went. We took Super Chat and we've added to this and that, the mixing board and stuff, the camera arms, the microphone stands. But it was also about learning how to use OBS. I didn't have a clue how to use it. I've been doing things for years on design and video and that, but I've never live streamed it. I never really understood it till that long ago, to be perfectly honest, the draw. But it was a natural progression. We just started learning it, but we couldn't implement it right away because I learned it over the summer more, because I was waiting for a new fiber optic to come in, because the connection was better, because it would have come out too grainy, and I didn't want to start off with the wrong foot like that. I didn't want to introduce a new look and nothing to power it. So it's also working within your constraints as well, knowing where you can do it. Don't try to be something you're not, but be the best you can be with what you got is the key. And always raise the bar a little bit more. When I edit video, I always had this goal of mine was to learn 3 new things every time I edited a video. And they didn't have to be big things. They could be tiny. It doesn't matter. It didn't mean like I had to learn how to put in flying explosions across the screen. It just meant maybe a new filter with a little bit of an ad that maybe even just made my workflow easier. That counts as a new thing. Just something to keep raising the bar each time a little bit better. To get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Nobody's perfect here. None of us have the budgets to be Steven Spielbergs and that stuff. But it doesn't mean we can't do amazing content. And it doesn't mean we can't keep getting better. And it doesn't mean that we can't make live streams something that's amazing, visually stunning, eye-catching, informative, and has a process to it. I.e. like most videos that do well. There's no barriers here on that part, guys. It's just up to us whether we want to make the effort or not. And it does bother me sometimes. You got to realize the Spin the Wheel, we're the luckiest people in the world because we get to see some amazing channels. Amazing channels. My hat's off to them for that. But we also get the other side too, and it's like, oh my god, I'm almost at 1K, 4K, and I'm inside saying, why? Why do you want to be there? What are you going to do when you get there? Look what you've been doing to get to this. Where's the point? Seriously, like, you figure it out before you lose it, and it's like saying, I can't wait to get to the top of the mountain so I can cover my eyes and not look at the summit. Like, I don't get it. It's mind-boggling, to be perfectly honest. And I don't mean to, this is not picking on somebody who doesn't know Adobe Premiere or something like that. You can do fantastic work in here. You can pick up that same cell phone I was talking about and tell an amazing story that could have everybody crying their eyes out in the audience. Easily. Remember, guys, I've always said that. Look at Facebook when they find somebody captures an armed robbery and the phone's all grainy and shaking because he's hiding behind a car. Nobody's saying, oh, well, I'm not watching that. It looks crappy. Nobody cares. The story is just too important to look away. That's the point. It's not saying you have to look like $1 million production. It means caring about what you do and not just saying, well, I'm live. You should be watching. I need watch hours. Where are you? Come on. 1K, 4K ticking. Gotta get monetized. Does it sound like something that's going to go into the hundreds or 200 or 300 or 400,000 views or subscribers or anything? Do you think this is going to fly forever just doing this? Do you like I said, most people will never make it big on YouTube, guys, including us. The odds are so stacked against. It's like a rock star dream. It's not even worth looking at. Xenia and I said, at best, if we ever did some of this, maybe it became like an extra support for in the winter months, because photography in Montreal, we're in a winter climate. We'd be happy with that. That would be like winning the lottery if it ever went that way. But we're not quitting our day jobs tomorrow over it. But with that said, we also put in a ton of work. And it's very easy to look at it and say, oh my God, well, look at Puša Studios is getting views on this. Let's try this ourselves. Well, okay. Yeah, but are you willing to put the work into it that it goes into it? And there's other channels that do other things that would you be willing to put the work into what they do? Are you? Otherwise, then it's just back to the old phone and talking. You know, yeah, it goes, it's on. Some people are watching. For how long is the question? That's the question. For how long? And I know there'll only be one person that's going to misquote me. You know, Puša Studios doesn't want channels. No, I want channels to think and do better stuff because you're capable of it. Because like I said, this is not Facebook. This is not where you signed up so you can watch pictures of your grandmother's cakes. You signed up here knowing that there was either you signed up as a viewer or you signed up as a creator. And if you join creating, you must know there's a lot more work to it because it's not just leaving a comment or holding up a picture. So there's tons of room to go and tons of people like you can blow away with your work. You have so much talent. Nomadic Bike, I'm going to take him right there. There you go. There's a guy who does a lot of time. But out of his van, and you know what? For the size he's got, what he's got to work with in that, and he's engaging, and he's bringing more and more stuff into it, and he's bringing it over for the shop and stuff like that. That's what we need, something like that. There you go. There's lots of channels I could pick up from, you know, that could... Happy Trails Hiking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just picking 1 or 2, 3 here. Happy Trails Hiking, okay, guys? Great information. She does live streams from her house. Guess what? She's exercising. She's doing tips. She's involving her audience. She's doing 30-day challenges with them, taking notes, talking back and forth, doing exercise with them. Then she also does stuff where she goes out and about doing it with videos. There you go. She doesn't have a studio set up. There's not camera lights and 5 people working for her. She's making it.
The other day we raided McCartney Survival, and instantly, he only had a couple of people when we started, but instantly he was, what should I do? What should I do? I want to do something so it's interesting for all of you guys. So he right away started to do the fire in the middle of his deck, how to do the fire with a broken, a lighter, like all the tips, and practically showing what he's doing, how he's doing.
Yep.
I stayed there a good hour and a half instead of 10 usual minutes that I usually would be hanging around, just coming in with a raid, because it was so interesting. I didn't want to leave because he jumped right into it like this. He didn't say, oh yeah, they're just here, well, I'm just gonna keep talking, whatever it is, I don't have anything planned. He jumped right in and made it interesting, and this is what it's all about. It's not just staring at the screen, it's trying to make the content that is engaging and interesting, even if it is on the spot.
And it was tied into what he does on top of that.
Oh yeah, my God, I didn't want to leave. It was so good.
What did he do there that night? In a second, he realized, to make it even better, to keep the audience there. He did something. It pertained to what he does. And what happens to a lot of people when they leave there that night? Wow, I got to check out some of these guys' videos.
Oh yeah,
I like what he did with the fire.
And it kept the numbers up and when I left, it still was going strong. I don't know how long, but he was doing really great. And I want to check out the videos. Exactly, you're so right.
Because if you do the thing with just the phone on and just watch hour time. If you go in and watch, there's a pattern starts after a while, and then the most of the core audience is all people that are just looking for their watch time, and it's just going around in a circle, round in a circle, round in a circle, round in a circle. So only you're not doing anything productive for your channel. Here's the big kicker. Nobody's really growing because you're just going around getting the watch time, and a few little coming in between it and here and there. There's so many traps to fall into on this. It's like walking around in quicksand.
Well, at the end, you're diluting your channel anyway, because you have the same people watching your live streams. The same bunch of people that always come are the same ones that come and watch, giving you the watch time. But you don't get more views, you don't get more people, so you get diluted in the eyes of YouTube. So then at the end of it, when there hits the 1,000, well, all of a sudden, why I'm not getting views on the videos that now I want to make again? Well, first of all, because you were doing live streams all this time, and now it should be your format, or you shouldn't have done them. And second of all, you don't have people watching them. It's kind of digging your own grave, so to say, on YouTube.
It is.
It is, and lots of channels do that. Why I'm not growing? Well, that's why.
That's right. Always need to diversify. Exactly. That's right. That's right, Kay. But always sticking to your core, though. And that's the other problem, too. I see people come in. Oh my God, this one's doing that. Guess what kind of a channel I am now? I'm that kind of a channel. That's right, guys. Hey, did you see? There's a guy in here that plants daisies, and he got 10,000 views, or even worse. God forbid he did well on his last live stream. I'm a daisy channel. I'm daisies. Anything about daisies, you ask me, I got daisies. Well, that bombed. Oh, wait. There's a channel here that flips coins in the air and then claps his hands and catch them. Well, there you go. That's the answer for it. That's where I'm going to get my watch time. I'm a channel now that throws coins in the air, claps my hands, and catches them. You want to know about clapping your hands? No one asked me, but we'll call it a little watch time phrase, but I'm not. That didn't work out well. Guess what channel I am? I swear to God, there's some channels we've had on the wheel over the months, and every time they come up, I'm almost terrified to find out what kind of channel they are now since the last time. And most of those end up going back to the same thing. They go back to being a watch time, phone in the face. And I'm not picking on phones. Also, guys, you can do amazing things on these. Tremendous things. This is a computer inside it with an amazing camera, excluding anything low light. Amazing. Fantastic. It's got not picking on it. I just want to make that clear. Carter's Eats, thank you so very much. We do appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. I know they're touchy subjects, guys. I know that. That's the whole point of what we're doing with this, because everything else is covered on how to set up a live stream. All the technical side. Somebody asked, actually people now and then ask, why don't you do a video on OBS stuff? Honestly, there's so many of them. What do I have to offer? I don't. And you know what? Maybe I could. Maybe I could make one on it right away and get a lot of views. But why? So I look mediocre at it at best? There's a perfect example of it right in the face. I could. There is a lot of people searching for help on OBS or how to set up Google Hangouts. I can add to the list. Is it going to give me a good return on investment? I'm not an expert in OBS. I couldn't make a whole pile of compilation videos on how to use OBS. So what would happen? Even I got sparked on the first one, and it did kind of, because that's almost like to me, unless you know a good bit about it, you're almost like semi-clickbaiting. If you're just going to kind of do the basic thing, like this is an OBS and this is what it does, it's been done to death. If you can't go any further with it, don't touch it. Leave that to the people that can really explain it. And then they're going to come on and say, well, that guy from Montreal's a real putz. we'll know what channel to avoid next time. And I've actually just sunk myself worse than when I would start off. That's jumping on the bandwagon. You know, you don't want to write a check your butt can't cash, like the old expression goes. So don't overshoot yourself, because yes, you can. And to me, that's right in with clickbaiting. Even though you said what you were talking about is true. Can you give enough? And I get videos like that, and I get raging angry when I'm looking to, like, I want to do something on OBS, and I start looking on YouTube for, like, videos how to do something. And I got to go through the first 5 that are nothing but pure, utter garbage, and I know why they put them up there, just enough to say that they could get one. That got me no further ahead, probably worse off than when I started, because I could have spent my time watching something that actually had some point to it. So it's very easy to jump on bandwagons and see this one's doing that and this one's doing that. Great, but is it going to help you in the end? Basically, guys, I'm jumping to something else, and I wasn't planning to segue so quickly into this, but I am going to get to this right now, guys, because this is a burning issue too. Here you go, guys. I just made this today. Always be original. And do you get the design here? You get what I'm saying about it? Okay? Guys, there are lots of ways to get seen on here. Not everybody has to take the same path. They certainly don't have to do the same way as everybody else. And that is a big problem on here too. A huge problem on YouTube. That is something I see more and more and more. Even ties into what I was just saying. That's why I said it's a good segue. Well, this channel's doing this, so we're going to run with it because we're going to be noticed too. As with, we're just going to one last point back into live streams, guys, because I forgot to mention this part. Not everybody's going to be good at live streams. Not like everybody's going to be good at making videos. So if it's not for you, don't do it. You're just hurting yourself more than another. And also that comes to copying people, guys, and finding your own way through. Just because one's good at getting on a message or one's done it first, it doesn't mean you're going to have success with it. Now, I've said before, pretty much everything has been done on YouTube. And I mean it. Why are we so dark, by the way? I just realized that now. Sorry, guys.
We're getting into Rant.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's the mood lighting kicked in. But, yeah. This is a big problem, guys. And we got to really get into this. And I like I said, guys, it's something that I watch all the time. People, this is partly what's leading them off their path to what they came here to do, or getting them onto stuff that they're not really able to handle. McCartney Survival, thank you so much. And right back at you. Right back at you. Guys, whatever was done, if you're just copying it, you're going to be compared to the original. Are you ready for that? So, I don't know, for most people who want to be an individual, and let's face it, most artists are, and you guys are artists. You guys are to be on here. You are artists. You mightn't realize it, you might know it, but you are. That what somebody does well in one thing might bomb horribly for you. You also can be compared to them all the time. There's all kinds of pitfalls that can come with this. So, unless you can really bring your own unique perspective to it, your own unique way of doing something to it, is it a great idea to do it? And a lot of people know when they're doing it. I watch it all the time. Not just lots of other ones, like justify it, try to hide behind it and stuff like that. Copying is copying, guys. It's like taking this picture right here and turning the printer red and saying, well, I made it my own. It's not the same as yours. The printer's red. For God's sakes, you can't see it? It's red, I tells you. you know, it's not yours. I mean, you just did the same thing and just like a hand wave. Being original is bringing you to the table. And I've said that many times before. The only original thing sometimes left on here is you. And that doesn't just mean you saying it versus the other part. It means your imagination taking that message in a whole different light, in a whole different route, in a whole new path. All of those analogies, if you will. And guys, people do talk, and they do see it, and they do notify once. Oh my God, do you see what this one is doing? Oh, what? It's a carbon copy. I remember one time, I never said this one before, and I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to let it out there. We had Tech Talk Tuesday. And I forget what the subject was at the time we were talking about. And somebody wrote in the chat, and I will never say their name. I guess they didn't mind at the time they said it, but I don't want to get down that road. And they said that it's nice to see a bunch of other channels that I know in here getting their pointers for another 6 days that they have their live streams. I don't know if you get what I'm saying about that. You know? And I mean, we want people to learn it and pass it on, but I mean, you know,
do your own work as well. It has nothing to do with learning from each other. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
But do some of the work yourself as well, because guess what? People are going to be asking questions, and when you can't, when you're not able to answer questions, it means that you didn't do your work yourself.
And that falls in any category, not just us guys. I'm talking.
No,
I see this happening
exactly.
daily, and especially us that get to see so many channels. It's very easy to see stuff, and you wouldn't believe, not just with us, but how much we get message on a daily basis about even other channels are being copied by other channels. We have no stake into, no nothing. Oh my God, did you see this? That means they're telling a lot of people. The word is getting out about it. And who are they doing? They're compared. You'll always be compared to the one who came out first. I remember one time somebody said to me, "Oh, Bon Jovi's not original back then. They sucked." No, they were original pretty much for that new look. And then the 4,000 other bands that copied them right after pretty much were the ones that sucked. That's what even killed, as another analogy, that's what basically killed hair metal and then the 80s was copying. That's what ruined country, was copying. That's what happens. It gets so washed down in the end that everybody just sounds the same. And do you want to be on a YouTube where everybody's saying the same message over and over again? Is that what kind of an experience you as a viewer want to go through, let alone a creator? Very talented people in here. You guys each have an own identity. You have an own. Your channel name is sacred to you because it represents what you kind of wanted to be on here when you came on. You had a goal. And do you want to lose that goal? Do you want to get lost in the mix? No. You know, you don't. You really don't. I'm begging you not to. I'm begging you to take a look and see. And that's not for all channels. But all channels should take a look. We do it ourselves too. It is important. It's very easy to lose your path here. Okay? Because there's always an allure. And there's always something to be doing better. And there's always something. But you have to remember, guys, too, there's lots that are doing worse than you are. And there's a lots coming up that would give anything to have what you have right now. To me, proper growth on YouTube should be in an hourglass form. Okay? That's what you're looking at. So I'm going to take an example. Okay? Right now, we'll take us. We're at 7,600, right? I would place our middle more into kind of like the 5 to 10K. For us, not competing against like 2. But, you know, within that room, that's where our kind of point is. And then we're kind of in that middle, and then below us is the 5,000 to 1, and above us is the 10,000 to 15. And if we ever make it over 10,000, then we're into the 10 to 15 will be in the middle, and our 5,000, our 10,000 to 5,000. Not that none don't count, but you know you should keep moving up, and from there above there, the 15 to 20,000 above you. I never would want to feel at a part where I think, hey, made it. Time for some ass kissing. Your channel dead in the water by then. Either if you want to be the big fish in a little pond, you've pretty much said I've reached my ceiling and I don't want to go any further. You don't want to do that. You want to keep pushing. And by pushing, you got to keep being original. You got to keep finding your own voice. And you need that drive into it. And you got to find something. Don't worry what the other ones are doing. Worry about what you're doing. Because nobody can do what you do as good as you. And you came on here with a message to tell them. Tell that message and run with it and be proud and get it out there and get more people to fall in love with stuff the way you're in love with whatever you want to come on to do. Okay? And that doesn't mean you can't have an open live stream. If you're a channel that collects, I don't know, keychains, and you do 4 videos a week with keychains, you want to have one night a week that your viewers come in just to connect with you. But guess what? Most of the time then you're going to be talking about keychains anyways through it. You're going to have a common theme onto it. And that's enhancing your channel, not hurting it. But if you're doing building a channel for watch hours now, and you forget to do a keychain video for 3 weeks, what is the audience left with? What happens if you say I had enough of building, now I want to go back to my keychains because I got now I'm monetized, now I can do my keychain videos. Well, everybody's forgotten that you do keychains pretty much. And now you got to build that from the ground up. And people are coming over saying, wow, hey, he's got 1,600 subscribers and he's, I see when he goes live, I see the monetization button, but he's getting 7 views on these keychain videos. There's something wrong here. Pass. Or the algorithm's looking and saying, well, nobody watches your keychain videos, so that's easy. We'll just not recommend them. Passed. Where's your channel at? What are you going to do with it at that point on? You going to continue just doing the watch hour thing even though you got them now? Are you going to be willing to put up with 5-6 months of vigorously trying to get your keychain videos back on track? Probably not. A lot don't. Unfortunately, it's sad, but they don't. And that's because they're going around, guys, and grabbing stuff from everybody else because what was hot through the week. You were wondering why I was sidetracking? I wasn't sidetracking. Because that's exactly what happened. They started doing keychain videos, and they seen this guy was doing this, so I'm going to cover that. I'm going to do it this way. There's nothing wrong with being inspired. Inspired and copying are 2 different things. Okay? Take a little piece from it. Hey, I like that channel. I like the way he laid out his banner a bit. That gives me an idea. Not copying it with a screenshot, bringing it up, and just putting your name on top of it. Same with videos. Same with the way what content you're covering. Same as the way you present yourself. Being inspired and copying is 2 very vastly different things, and they're not hard to differentiate. So the answer of, well, I did it by mistake, I didn't know, you know very well what you were doing. And it's just the allure. Stick to your guns. Believe in yourself. Believe that your message, if they're doing good with that, believe your message of what you're doing is just as important, and you can bring in just as many people as that. But remember, too, set your goals properly. If you're a knitting channel, don't look at a 17-year-old gamer and say, why am I having trouble when he's doing a bit better? He's in a full-on niche, but also, too, remember the competition they're dealing with. You got to be realistic in what you do here. And don't overshoot yourself for the quick fix. Some people will say, holy God, Pusa, you grew a lot in 1 year. Okay, but there's some channels that went on in 3 months have had 500 times the subscribers we've had. They've had 1,000 times the views we've had. Lots of them. I don't think we're any like a big jump into it. I think we've done a pretty decent growth. The same with you guys. But some of you are just getting led down this path that, oh my God, I've been on here 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And look what I got. Give yourself time. Don't rush the gun onto it. Don't go and throw everything away that you want to do on a quick fix that just kind of dissolves your channel. That's an awful thing to do. Believe in what you do and find ways within it that you can make it more exciting, more engaging, all that stuff. Stop always looking at what everybody beside you is doing and start looking more at what you're doing. That's the key. Look at what you're doing. Look and see. If you're looking at what everybody else is doing all the time, it's like driving a bike. You're all over the place because you're not looking where you got to go. Look at it. Look at your channel. Look at it from kind eyes. Let's be truthful. If I was a viewer, would I want to go on this channel when I first land onto it? Let's be truthful with ourselves. I go to my about section. Do I have anything really there for the algorithm? Let's be truthful with ourselves. Look at our video content. Is there something people really want to see? And those are hard questions to ask, but they're important questions, guys. Having a channel on here is like having your own business. And when you have your own business, you're the one that's going to ask you the hard questions because there's no board of execs to come back on you or nothing. You only have yourself the pat in the back or slap in the forehead. You got to take time to do stock. That's why, once again, when people come on, I always push the about section for 2 reasons. A, because it is so important. And B, I'm hoping they'll read it after and see maybe I'm not on the path I should be on. I've really lost my way on here. I tried to copy or whatever, somebody else too much, and now I veered off, and is this what I want to do while I'm on here? Is this what I want to be remembered for? Is this what I want to be seen for? Don't be shy, guys. Even if you get that answer to yourself, then at least you realize it. You fixed 50% of the problem right there. And now the greatest day was when you finally get to start reversing that and getting back to where you got to go. Xenia and I never planned to be doing live streams ever. There was no plan. And that's the truth. You go back and watch our cinematography that we do here. There's no vocals into it. There's nothing. There's no. It's all either trains or scenics and stuff like that. I feel good at what we do here, and I've always said that if we had to close our channel tomorrow, I'd be upset. I don't want to close it, but I'm happy with what we've done. I feel we've made a difference. I feel we've impressed ourselves in what we could do, and that I'm very proud of. And that's not as much as anybody's opinions mean a lot to what we hear, but you have to be happy with what you're doing. You got to believe in what you're doing because that means you're using your voice to say it. And as us with any other channel in here, nobody can replicate what we're doing right now. Same as I can't replicate what you're doing. Nobody can be 45 and 35. Nobody can be from Latvia, Canada, married. All these unique things that make us as a couple or yourself, nobody will ever be able to do that. And that's your biggest strength right there. And so many people don't listen to that side of them. Instead, they're worrying too much of what the other one does, and then they're starting to do it themselves. It's not just me, lots of other ones. I've said before, sometimes I feel like the piece of paper in a photocopy machine sometimes. And people get out and people bring it back and people message, oh my God, look what they're doing there. Look what they said. Well, wow, it's almost like word for word, or they've done it the exact same. Why do you want to be compared to anybody? Why do you not want to be yourself? You know? Challenge accept. Well, video calling show. I mean, okay, there's somebody who does something very different. And that's what I give him props for it. Right there. In his way that he brings on people and stuff like that. The call-in stuff, I don't know why. Actually, when I see what he was doing, I thought, why hasn't nobody really done that earlier, to be honest? An actual kind of like phone call-in show. I thought that was actually quite clever. Panic D, another great channel, guys. The work that they do they put into what they do is nothing short of phenomenal. You want to talk about return on investment? These guys should be being paid $60 an hour for all the research they do.
Yes.
Highly, highly, highly underrated. And you know what? To this day, they still make themselves they push themselves to bring out their best work. They constantly are doing new things to make it better in what they do. Sean has messaged us no short of 4,000 times over the year. And I love his enthusiasm into it. And he's want to do it. And I'm sure he could have found all kinds of ways to jumpstart, well, this one's doing good. You know what, Marianne? We're not paranormal channel anymore. We're a rubber boot channel because the rubber boot channels are just flying off the shelf. Never wavered. Never wavered. And that I respect very much. There's a lot of you in here. I'm just naming a couple, guys. That's what I say. A lot of times when you say stuff like this, the most frustrating part is the ones that should hear it don't. But it's still going to be said, and I appreciate you guys for giving us the forum to even do stuff like this. Look we were almost at 100 in here. We're not talking, we never spun a wheel. We didn't do any networking. We're a mixture of everything, and that's comes back to what I just said about tonight. So it's not just on the wheel, it's also the other stuff we do and that you guys enjoy it. There's no gun to anybody's head to come in. There's no, there's nothing like that. It is what it is. So that's what makes it so honorable. And we've stuck to our guns, guys. There's other things we could have branched and jumped into, but I always say it's like a boat. You want to make nice smooth turns whenever you make changes. Don't cut the wheel. Okay? You cut the wheel, you're going to end up in disaster most times. Ease into it. You're a channel that does beauty care products and you want to try gaming onto it. Don't just drop the gauntlet and game 7 nights a week. Try it, say Thursday nights for 3 weeks, guys. Let your viewers know in advance. I'm trying something different. I enjoy gaming a lot. I want to kind of incorporate it a bit into my channel. Hope you guys enjoy it. I just want to give it a test and try it for that time and see how it works. Let everybody know and be consistent with it. Don't start doing it 5 days a week and get rid of all the beauty care, because then guess what happens? It's like turning on, I don't know, Game of Thrones and seeing The Office, or when you watch a show, you know what's coming. You have a set thing. Certain people tune in because they like what they see there. If you go and just throw everything up in an arm's reach, your audience is literally clicks on it and goes, "What the hell? What the hell happened?" Because they're emotionally connected to you, and you do not want to screw that up, guys. That is the most sacred thing you can ever have with your audience, is to be emotionally connected. That's what grows long term. So really take that to heart. Whether you do video, whether you do live streams, remember how sacred that is and how they've given their trust to you, basically. And you don't want to screw with it. So once again, there it falls all into that. Changing courses, copying, all that stuff. You know? If you just jump the course, guys, you're not even going to be that good into what you're doing anyway, because you just decide to do it on the fly. And questions can put you in a bad mind. You know, I watch Pusa too, and then I go on another stream. They're like, "Alrighty, guys, and you should have a uploads folder." Kind of, it's like Eddie Murphy used to say. You know, I hate going and on the street, and I know you guys will go tomorrow and start screwing up my jokes, and you start saying them all backwards. You know, you need a playlist, and it should say uploads in French for it to work, and it's the wrong information. And then comes the golden question from somebody in the chat: why? And then you get the big because it's good. That's the same as if I go and watch a mechanics channel, you know, and don't forget I don't know, you gotta drain the transmission and haul off the front cap before you do. I don't know. And I say, well, there, I'm a mechanics channel tonight. Guys, remember one thing: always flush the transmission and haul off the front cap. Oh, why is that, Pusa Studio?
Not sure.
Because it's good. You want to kill your credibility, it's a great place to do it. You know, I see channels, Mile Railways, all these guys. I mean, they're so dedicated to what they do. I could grab bits and pieces what I've heard from them, but I come in here and sound like a buffoon. And God forbid one of them was in here and decides to ask me why, to put me on the spot. So be very careful. Something might be going well, but it can really sink your ship in a heartbeat. And it's happened on here. Oh, I've seen it happen. And they're nightmares when they do. You like growing subscribers? Try when you lose a bunch of subscribers, or, you know, people stop coming. There's all those things that can kind of happen. So think long and hard about it. Don't make sure you're versed in something before you talk about it, you know. Because, yeah, guys, the copying is becoming a bad thing by times. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I mean, and I'm saying that not just with ours. I'm seeing it happening so much lately. Again, I don't know what it is with YouTube, but everything seems to come in waves for so long. And I just can't figure out what triggers this stuff sometimes. I would love to know. That, if you could answer that for me, that's the $1 million question. What triggers these things that happen from time to time? There, I just got logged out of my own live stream again. There's the other one. You can tell me why this is happening so much tonight when we haven't had a problem with this stuff in weeks.
Yeah.
I forgot
YouTube is fiddling probably with stuff. It happens not only with us today.
No, exactly. It's a server issue.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, can you talk?
I just didn't want to interrupt your flow. I do agree, and into what you were saying, that people are picking up the themes and copying each other and all of that. We all, or lots of us, have watched the video that we mentioned yesterday as well, and it has gone, very popular. About my video went viral by Veritasium, and one of the things that, out of all of the things that, if you watch that video, you can take is when he talked about how algorithm becomes a content. And it ties into what Andrew was saying about grabbing into different themes and copying each other just to, because it seems like, oh, that works for this channel. Oh, this is going popular. Oh, this is on trend too. Well, let's jump on it. And every time changing the subject, or the category basically of your channel, whatever it is or was about, is relying on what algorithm or what the bigger channels are doing. And that's not necessarily why you came onto YouTube. It's basically relying not even on the viewer but on the machine, and the more you do that, the less benefit you actually do have at the end. Because even though in the best of the scenario you might have a huge spike, for example, of push or popularity, no matter if it is something that you copied over from another creator or you jump on a bandwagon of being viral, but then right after you don't have anything to back it up afterwards with your content or anything afterwards that you continue on, and your channel dips, and then the questions start to raise, oh, why am I not growing anymore? I was doing so well, 5 months ago I was getting amazing amount of views, and now barely anybody watches. Well, that's exactly why. And it's not only us saying that. We have had lots of people here on the interviews, creators, celebrities, and especially YouTubers when they talk, the bigger YouTubers. When we had Sean, he has almost 3.5 at now million subscribers. And when we had Traveling Clut, he's over 100K. They both talked about not jumping onto the popularity wagon or trying to copy somebody else that is more successful at the time. And for both of them, you actually can see two different stories. Sean, who is now at 3.5 million, although he have worked for almost a decade on YouTube, it's still a huge number. He's in 1 percentile of the YouTubers out there. He never really jumped on that wagon at all, no matter what was going on in the comic world, because that's what he's doing, the parody videos. He wasn't jumping right on to the drama, popularity wagon of that just to get the huge, growth of his channel, although he knew that would potentially would do it, right? And he's at his almost 3.5 million subscribers, which is amazing. And then Traveling Cloud talked about how he did jump on the popularity wagon and actually regrets doing that, because he knows that by doing it, he actually slowed down his growth tremendously. He is on 100K, but he says he would be much bigger than that if he wouldn't have done that. And that's bigger channels sharing this information. They're not the only ones. They're just two examples of the opposite poles. So if you don't believe us, believe what they are saying, because it truly, that's how it works out. So when somebody for the 1500th time asks us after the same scenario that we just talked about, why am I not growing? Well, oftentimes this is the answer, and it is very hard to explain, in 3 words why. Yeah.
Well, continue.
That's probably the main thing that I wanted to put on, that people do that. And yes, you might say, well, this or that creator have jumped on it and now they are at millions, and oh my god, they have a mention or whatever else. Not first of all, we don't ever know how exactly it all works out behind the screens, who they're paying, what medium companies they're paying for, what agents, and all of that. So that's one thing. Also, there's always exceptions, but do you want to rely on exception from the rule, or do you want to try to work on something that might be a little bit more achievable? Because when you work to something that actually can work out, it has more potential to work out than just jumping into the neverland and hoping that something is gonna stick to you.
I'll give you an example, guys. A lot of times you'll see like a storm comes up and then they try to be like a storm channel for that night and stuff like that. And then they kind of fall into it and they say, wow, I got so many viewers that it was crazy. you know, they capitalized onto it, you know, and they get in there and it's just a live stream. Basically, they're telling the weather every couple of minutes or something, just enough to say they mentioned it. Okay, fair enough. But you're a I don't know, a penny collecting channel. How many people actually seen what you do? The rest of what you do that would like it. That's usually doesn't bring in a lot of subscribers, maybe more views. Does it get you more notice in the algorithm for that time? Maybe. But what happens the day after that? Are you now a Storm channel or are you going back to being a pennies channel? And that's what happens a lot. There's a prime example of even how one night can screw you up for days in the algorithm. Because you've just thrown the algorithm a huge curveball and they don't know what to do with you right now because that was something completely different and a completely different audience. And guess what? Your next live stream, which would have been a normal number, now looks quite boring, doesn't it, to that last one that was pinnacled against. And if you really run to the fever and that storm lasts for 4 days and you decide to milk it for all it's worth, going on, storm coverage. When that storm is done, how do you clean up the mess that's left in your channel, which could take days, weeks? It happens. Happens a lot. We get people in here. I don't know what's wrong with my channel. I don't get it. I used to get more views. Then you find something like that out. And what happened is you've devalued what you even had before because you had a couple of days of a big spike, but it was not within your niche, so therefore you probably didn't gain a lot of subscribers. You got a lot of onlookers that just came in and went out, so your retention time is extremely low. And frankly, right now the algorithm doesn't know one from the other and just says, yeah, well, you kind of look boring now, so I'll just not recommend you as many people because my job is to get people to places that they're going to enjoy themselves. So there was a classic piece of shooting themselves in the foot onto it. Or they start doing like, I'm going to do marathon streams for 2 weeks to get my watch time because you know what? I'm missing 1,000 hours for watch time. So if I do X number of marathon streams, I'm going to get them. Well, your numbers don't look too good by the time that's all done mostly. And you're left, okay, congratulations, now you get your watch time and now you got a mess that's going to take you forever to clean up, you know? Boomer, how are you? Good to see you. Much love to you. You just keep it real, bud.
I liked poor Ostension said, if I'm asking why am I not growing, I'm asking the wrong question. I should be asking something more like, what fun thing can I do next? Mm-hmm. I love that. Very, very true. And yes, it is hard to stay within your niche, but guys, you know, you got to understand that you can't have a cake and eat it too, okay? The more niched you are, the more narrower you are, the easier it is to grow and the faster it becomes. Because everything what you do on your channel, we talk about during Tech Talk Tuesday, about shoutouts and tips and all of that we do. If you are very narrow niche, it is so much easier to be ranked, to be searched, to be found, to optimize all your things, not repeatedly, but like once and maybe edit here and there every so often. Your templates, like it saves you time, it is more searchable, it is better optimizable, therefore much better exposed from YouTube side. You get better click-through rates and blah, 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 all of that stuff that we usually talk about. So yes, the niche channels are gonna grow much faster. If you decide to go the other route and have a variety channel or include different other topics, then you can do it. You just gotta understand you're not gonna grow as fast as maybe you will expect otherwise. You know, then don't ask why am I not growing? Well, because that's why. It is very, very hard to be a variety, a bunch of things together under one channel and still grow, unless you catch like a viral video and then everybody just catch on your amazing content afterwards. Because even the viral video might be just, one hit wonder if you don't have anything else to back it up. So
that's right, M Living Art as well. Yes, you're building a community, exactly. Yeah, it takes time. You know, when we talk about search terms a lot, and we say to you guys, like, pick something in the middle, if you're talking about, like, landmarks around your area or something that will draw attention, don't take Lake Superior. but at the same time too, don't take like a little brook that 7 people know the name. Well, the more tightly knit niche you have, yes, you're going to come up when people are looking for it, but that's the trade-off. I always thought there was a comparison between that and the search terms, you know?
Yeah.
You know? It's,
Really, like
okay.
we ourselves, for example, if we would stay with, although we are kind of roofing everything under one category, okay? But even with that, if we would stay just with one type of things, let's say shout out wheels, okay? Just that. And nothing else on this channel. Just every day we would do a shout out wheel. Well, we would grow much faster. First of all, because as Andrew was saying, that's our biggest numbers, and it's understandable why. But also because we would be consistently doing the same thing. There would be the same tags going on, the same descriptions. The more we would do it, the longer time would pass us doing it. The more YouTube understand what we are doing, the better it's going to recommend to everybody, and we're just going to grow exponentially. We know that.
Yep.
We know that we are growing slower than we could possibly have if we would have chosen this other route. And
Yep.
it could be any other type of live stream. I'm just saying that one type would definitely work better than what we're doing now. But we know that. We chose to do that. The thing is when you don't, and then you left with a question, well, why things are not happening the way I want them to happen.
And Drone Kings, good to see you, by the way. You're right. You would get sick of the horn, though. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I agree. Theoretically, my goodness, I would be nuts by now if we would do that every day. But
You know, I'll put it right out in the chin, and I know everybody gets some flack for some stuff. I am just as proud of the wheel as I am of Tech Talk Tuesday as I am of the interviews. Because I feel that we brought in our own edge and found a way, we created a way to make people interested in learning something by having fun. And if you talk to any educator, Xenia's a master's in psychology actually, and worked at schools and that. But hence, even that, everybody pretty much knows you learn the most when you're having fun. And we're not naive. We know people, ties into exactly what I was saying tonight. I know there's people coming in that just want to grow their channel by having subscribers and that, and they're not going anywhere. But if you talk to any teacher, when they look at a classroom of people, there's going to be students that are really gifted, it comes to them naturally, some that have a hard time with it but desperately want to do it, and you're going to have some that just don't give a shit. And if you're going to define yourself by just a certain group of it, of course you're going to bring it down. We've been able to pull that off, and that's because we brought our voice into it. The same, though, as we brought our voice into the way we do interviews, the way we do Tech Talk Tuesday. You can't replicate that, nor should you try. The same as I can't replicate what you are, what you do, nor should I try. Because you brought in the key ingredient that we don't have is you. And that's what you have to bring into it. I am very proud of it. The wheel is fun, and we'll go sometimes an hour before we even call it the first channel, and we're still holding great numbers, and people are still chatting and still listening to what we're saying. And that, no, not everybody is, and that's why we have to time out some people sometimes, because they even go too far with it. But if they're just not listening and not doing anything bad, that's their choice. But to me, we're still getting a message across, and the proof is when people come into our next live stream and, oh my God, I made a change in my banner, I did this and that, I want you to see it. We don't always get to go see it, but please know how much that inspires us to keep doing what we're doing. You know? Sorry, you guys are talking. Sorry, okay. So use your voice as your greatest tool on YouTube to separate yourself from the pack. And you can do amazing things on here, what you're knowledgeable about, because your knowledge is I'm just trying to think of anybody in here. If you know something about hunting, I've hunted as well, but you're into it all the time. You're bringing it in. Use that. Don't let it go for the sake of hoping to get a couple more watch hours quickly. Build up into something long term, so when you have those watch hours, they really pay off for you. Use that knowledge, because you, at your age, where you live, what you've gone through in your life, who your family is, and that knowledge that you have on what you started your channel about, Nobody else can ever replicate that, no matter how much they try. They'll either be compared to you, and usually in a failing manner, or, it'll be a very short-term thing and they'll be gone because they can't keep it up. You can't keep up an act, and you guys are original, and I want you guys to really see that in yourselves and play on those strengths. We're all looking for tips and tricks how to do this and that. That's the biggest tip of all I can give anybody, is to be yourself. And if you look at those bigger YouTubers, that's what they do. Look at the bigger musicians. Look at the bigger actors. They're characters. They're not characters in fate. They're characters in all what they make. Their character makes their character, if that makes any sense. Use those things at your disposal. They're right there ready for the taking. If I put up 20 minutes of footage, okay? 30-second shots of different things. I said, here you go, guys. Let's edit it, and let's make something out of it. Make it 1 minute. Whatever you choose to do with it, whatever kind of music. You want to speed it up, slow it down, but you have all this footage, 20 minutes worth, make 1 minute montage. Nobody should look the same here when they put it in. That's what we got to do with live streams as well. Stop worrying about what the other one's doing. Stop copying it. Find your own voice. Find what works with you. Because Xenia and I have a way of doing things that might work horribly for you, but guess what? Vice versa for us. You're doing something great, we grab it, we're going to fall flat on our face. And there's a lot of that going on now, guys. It's numbers chasing, but in the wrong way. Remember, they might be doing good with it for the simple reason it's not just the content, but because they're the ones doing it. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but remember too, it would be the same with you. And people can't replicate it. I'm going to say another thing out here about videos and that. I love Peter McKinnon. I love what he's done, what he's brought to the table is a whole new perspective on doing a vlog. What I don't like is almost every decent channel I watch right now is a Peter McKinnon-esque video or possibly Peter McKinnon-esque Casey Neistat.
Oh my God, there are hundreds of them out there.
You know
they're
what's
beautiful,
coming.
but they're just copycats of each other.
There's the B-roll, and there's the time warping, and there's the this and the that, and there's the inspirational message they all, and it's like Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon. I'm not mad at them. They didn't ask to have that done. They're the ones, they're celebrated because they did it. Okay? That's not their problem. That's not theirs. And I hear some people say, well, I'm tired of Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat. They don't bring anything original to the table. Yeah, they did. It's the other 900,000 that copied them after aren't. Wait, that's the key there. You know, you got to find your own voice, your own way of doing it. Look, when I started doing my cinematography on here, everybody was using that Peter McKinnon semi-washed out look, which is fantastic. Really is. That said, I do more of like I would say in the early 2000s, some even back as far as the 80s. I like thicker blacks. I like lower tones into it because that's my style of doing it. It's an easy fix to do the semi-washed out and say, there you go. It's hot. Peter McKinnon's doing it. Why am I not? It's not my voice. And I've tried. Believe me, I've tried. But when I do it, I'm in that range. I don't feel comfortable. It doesn't look right for what I do. But for him, it does. I like more moody stuff. You know? But I could sit there and on the other side and say, well, you know, Peter McKinnon's getting a lot of views, so I better do it washed out. Why? So I can be another copy of him? The world doesn't need another Peter McKinnon. The world needs another you.
Well, like Panic the Paranormal History is working on a ghost wheel right now, and instead of a ship horn, it will be a ghost moan. So, we just have to prepare ourselves. Thank you. He's kidding, by the way. But it's a great example. Ghost wheel with a ghost moan. First of all, when I read it, I read it a goat moan, but even the ghost moan would work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it all happen in my head right now. Yeah, I was one sip. And
the winner is... Then you would have to do the echo all the time.
That was good. That was good. I like that one.
Moan Mondays. There you go.
There you
Sean.
go. There you go.
Moan Mondays.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, don't choke, Mr. Puša. That's right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a good laugh.
You guys are too funny.
Bill 56 Belair. Hello. How are you doing?
Guys, please don't lose sight of what you do is the main thing of all this tonight. That's if there's one message to take from it. Anybody you look up onto in here that's on here, they did it by their own voice. It's as simple as that. They stood out from the crowd, and you can stand out in your own way. And if you know what, most of us are not going to make where they are. Like I say, guys, we got to accept the fact. We're talking about basically a rock star dream up until recently, or a pop star dream that's now switched into YouTube. And it's not if I make it, they will come. You can't control that. Look what happened to all the people that you see playing on street corners that are more talented than any musician you ever heard with a recording contract. Just wasn't in the cards for them. That happens, and that's okay. We're fine with it. That's why we didn't quit our jobs and we don't put it all into this and stuff. At that point, we know that this can be very fickle.
Yeah, I had just seen again this week on Twitter somebody quit their job. In August will be their last day. And I went over, and yes, they had, I think, like 12,000 subscribers or something with around 1,500 views per video. And I thought, oh my God.
You do. I
mean, unless they sign some kind of major sponsorship, I don't understand how you can quit the job for it.
We had Ken Heron on the other night. He's at 87,000 subscribers. And like you said, he's getting close to 100,000. And right there is where he's even starting to wonder if down the road, maybe it's a possibility he might leave the radio station and do it. Which makes more sense, guys. By 100,000, then you can start jumping if things go really good. But even he's not saying I'm doing it and I'm done. And he didn't quit at 10,000. He got up to 87,000 by still doing his job and all those things. You don't need to... You're setting yourself up for possible heavy disaster. And I mean, the disaster is a lot more than the chance of winning onto it. It's not that it can't be done. That's the other part too. Everybody has a fair chance of getting at it if they get the right way and have the right content that clicks with a lot of people. But you got to get it out there. And it doesn't mean 5 friends watching. I mean, it's got to have legs to it.
Well, Panic D, yeah. We calculated we need 6 million views a month to retire. Well, I mean, it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah.
You know, if you're somebody who gets like 1.5 million of views or something, or 2 million a video, and you put 1 video a week, you know, it might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Those who do most likely haven't just started YouTube either, you know, and haven't been there. You know, they have been growing for a while too, so that's also one thing.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, and I don't, you know, it gets lost sometimes because everybody just sees them, heard about these channels once they had big numbers, and don't realize what they did in the past to get to where they are. There we go, guys. There's one of our favorites. Peter McKinnon, Speak of the Devil. 3.6 million, excuse me. Well, this is awesome. This is really great. But it didn't happen overnight. He talked about how his success worked. You got to realize he worked at a camera store for years. He was obsessed with photography. He then spent 7 years traveling around filming magicians. Probably, in my opinion, I would say probably was one of the hardest things to ever to capture would be a magician to boot. But then, I mean, the guy's had many years to hone his talents. And he does fantastic work. That's something nobody can take away from him. And he even talked about the type of videos. And guys, there's a little note for anybody. Anybody's in a niche. I just said this the other night somewhere else. I think maybe in Tank RC's to them. They were asking me to speak about YouTube. Guys, 5 things you must have in your bag, whatever kind of niche you're into. 10 things to always avoid. Those kind of things do fantastic. They have great potential for evergreen growth. Whether it's what you're into is shooting pool, 5 major shots that every pool player needs to know. If you're a mechanic, 10 things that every electronics mechanic must have. Those things are the things that get picked up by blogs and that. That's what Peter McKinnon did. 5 things you must have in your camera bag. 8 tricks that every camera jockey should know. That's the kind of things that got him good exposure. Then, of course, he got seen by Casey Neistat, who did a video with him. And he shot up, I think it was 600,000 in 3 days, but I might be wrong. But he had talent to back it up. He just got shouted out by one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. He already had a big number. And he had the talent to do it. So, of course, it's going to stick. I mean, he can shout out us tomorrow. But I don't know if we can maintain it. I hope we could. And we're trying to be our best, but there's always things we can do better and better and better. We're still learning on live streams. I would never call us an expert. You know? So we got to keep looking our best, though, in case an opportunity like that ever comes along. You never know who's going to stumble in your channel and love what you do. And the next thing you know, they're doing a live stream shouting you out, and the next morning you go check your computer, and you're up 10, 15, 20,000 subscribers. It does happen. You know? But you want them to return, because otherwise it's pointless.
It does happen, but it's the same as I was putting in the chat. It's like you can also win a lottery, and also retire from that. You might also find money on the street. You probably have more chances of winning a lottery if you constantly play it, the same as you constantly upload your videos, than you are being in that 1 percentile of the YouTube creators.
Yep.
It's not to say that it's hopeless. It's to say that you might still be somewhere in the middle between now where we are and the 1 percentile, and that could be good enough. But the chances of being up top there, yes, it can happen the same way as it can happen that you win a lottery tomorrow.
Have a great night, M Living Art. And Bill and Rosa Off-Grid, don't let YouTube run your life. Keep it fun. You can enjoy it. Speaking from experience. And that's very well said about that. And I'm going to put a little clause in that, just because sometimes I've had this discussion before, and some people then they get it the wrong way. You can worry about your algorithm and your analytics and your tags and all that stuff and still be having fun. And I always compare it to the model railroad, but there's many niches fit. They like running the trains, but they also have to do most of the stuff that they do. 90% of what they do is building track, building scenery, wiring stuff, all those things. But they do that part because they find it fun. I actually talk to most of those guys, they almost more enjoy that part than watching the train go around the track. So you can have fun and doing all those things. And because to me, that's part of the hobby of being on YouTube, is learning how to run your channel, not just put it up and hoping they will come. Is to learn how to do your analytics, how to do your thumbnails better, all that stuff that we talk about. But if it's a grudging thing and you despise it, then it's not going to go very well. You need to see that as part of the package of being on here. And you got to really love both sides of it. Or hopefully then if you don't, one spouse, you enjoy doing that, and then your spouse maybe enjoys doing that part for you. But somebody has to. So that means, but it's still fun. Jenny and I really, for lack of a better term, get off on that kind of stuff. And it's not like we've had the formal training in that part, but it is fun. It is nice it's like cracking a code, and seeing what makes what work and what sticks. And we've had that where people come in and, oh my God, we use these tags, change it around. My channel's doing better. Well, they're getting into it. We're not doing it for them. They're learning how to do it for themselves. And then hopefully they'll enjoy that process more. Nabul, I know it's so late for you over there in France. Thank you so very much for being here tonight.
Yeah, and exactly. If it's not for fun, get a job. Just reading some facts here too. That says 96.5% of all those trying to become YouTubers won't make enough money off of advertising to crack the U.S. poverty line.
That's right.
The top 3% is gonna get around $17,000 a year.
U.S. Yeah.
U.S. And then top 1% will get a couple million.
Yep, the top 1% brings in about 93% of the money that goes through YouTube.
Exactly.
And I agree with that. That what Bill 56 was saying. Like, I see that here, and people like dire straits from the money. Honestly, guys, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. If you're in financial trouble, YouTube is probably not the best place for you to be. Don't bank on super chats. Don't bank on your channel's going to explode. Don't throw your chips in here. I cannot stress that enough. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're on here forever. But you got to have something else then coming in. This is not the place for it. It's not going to work. It's not. It's as simple as that. It's not the place for it. You can't sit there and say, well, don't worry about the electricity bill because I know I'm going to get so many super chats the next time I'm on. Nobody knows anything. What if YouTube stops it tomorrow? Imagine you went to a bank and said, I got some ideas for investments on my time and money. What's that? Well, I'm going to go on YouTube and somebody's going to give money to us for doing it and that. And when he comes out of cardiac arrest, then you're going to tell him what AdSense is worth once you work for months to get to getting monetized. And then when you're at his funeral, because he couldn't take anymore and officially killed him with that wording, you can tell to the next one.
It is possible to earn money. It's just the thing is, even when you're smaller, so we don't want to get you all discouraged. The thing is, it is very unstable. It can go at any point and time, just by new YouTube rules, by something going on in the world, by social media in general. Like, it is very unstable. It's one of the most unstable jobs out there.
Yep. And that's why, so to specify, I'm talking right now from the heart, because I know there's people on here that are in dire straits and looking at YouTube as a way out. And I'm just saying this because I care. Find another place, anything. Because you think about it, you can go take a job for a couple of dollars an hour. You're probably going to make more per capita than you're going to make here. And at least you have something you can count on doing that. Because it's not funny. There are people in here that are real dire straits looking at YouTube like it's their only way out. And that's a terrifying thought. So that, from the heart, not trying to be funny, just saying that. If you're in dire straits, please don't look at this platform as a savior. It's probably the worst investment, the most volatile place you could ever look for gaining income in the short term to carry you. Like Xenia's right, it's hard, small. We can do it. You can make money. You do not need to be a million subscriber to make money today. There's lots of people that have 20,000 subscribers making quite a handsome income. They're selling books on the side or filters or whatever, or have not, and their merch stuff does very well. There's all kinds of ways.
Next level tech here just came in and said, I have always made 100 times more off of directing the traffic off YouTube. Just took the last months off YouTube to brand all of my social media and keep going. Exactly. Affiliate marketing, anything else, merchandise is going to give you much more money than advertising. That's for sure. Because over 30,000 subscribers said his AdSense was so bad last month. If he hadn't gotten a certain deal, he would have had to look for a job. Well, yes, and it really depends what ad rate you're having. You can have anything from $1 to $9 per 1,000 views. That's a huge difference.
Yeah,
that's a huge difference. It might not seem like a lot, but if you think of couple thousand views, per day, let's say, it's a huge difference. $1 or $9. And you are sliding all the time. It never is one thing. It slides. It depends on the time of the year. It depends on what you're posting. It depends how friendly you are. It depends how much people are clicking on it. So it's always is sliding, so you might be having, $8 now, but then next month you have 6 or 5, and that's the whole thing about it, that you have to be you have to work, I think, harder than almost any job out there, because you're constantly doing something. You're constantly working, constantly making something, so you can make some money out of it, if that's what you're doing.
Just some thoughts, guys, for tonight. That's what it is. It's just some thoughts, and I appreciate that you guys take the time to not only just listen to stuff, but be active participants into it. It gets us all thinking, you know what? The best gift is if somebody hasn't been thinking about it, by all of you guys doing that and us doing this together, it gives them a chance to think about what they're doing on here. And, maybe that helps turn the tide for somebody. Because I want people to have fun on here. I don't want them to waste their time on here. And I don't want to have to meander through all this stuff in here. I want to see better channels. It's sometimes a sad state when I go and hit subscriptions on my homepage and see what's going on a lot. Literally one night I was talking to a friend and we were in Hangouts. I showed them the page. I'm like, look, it's recommending, I think it was 20 live streams at the time. 8 of them were, they might as well be just slapped across it. Please give me watch time. 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 So on and so forth. You can really make some amazing shows on here. Yes. Yes, best friend, your thread. Good to see you and very well said. People are always looking for a quick way to earn cash for little to no work. They came to the wrong place. That's true.
So good to see you.
Yep.
Bill 56 Bel Air said, Andrew, I met you on a live stream with Cap 7 and Green Bay Wacky. You were so honest and such a gentleman. I became a great fan of yours. Thanks, my friend.
How are you, Bill? Thank you so very much for that. Wow.
We don't want to
That's
discourage
nice.
you guys. All we
Yeah.
want to do is a little bit dose of reality and mindfulness about where we are and what are we doing.
Yes.
It's not to say that YouTube is bad. No. We are still here, aren't we? It's not to say that everything is bad and it's no point. It's not to say that everything is great and just keep doing and everything's going to happen on its own. No. A mindfulness and the reality check of what and how it is, and probably, hopefully, answer some of the questions of why my channel is not growing. And that's how I read it when I read it in these scenarios when people send it to us. In these scenarios, not all of them, obviously,
Yeah.
but that's exactly why my channel is not growing.
If
Just give yourself a dose of reality. Check your channel, see what it's about. What are you doing? What you're not doing? You know.
And if you're doing live streams and whatever topic you're doing, even if it is just topic, take a moment. And this is going to sound like I'm being an asshole, but I'm true. Little things, guys. I'm watching stuff. If somebody could just take 2 minutes and pick up the dirty laundry that's hanging behind them before they do it. It doesn't mean you need to build a set. Not in front of a dirty bunch of dishes. Just put some effort into what you have to work with at the time. You can hang up a curtain behind whatever you choose to do, and just this is for live streams like that. And just think a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you're not quite sure how to do it yet. That's okay. At least when you set up your live stream, set it up as an event. Pick a time to start and a time to end, and then at least you know the time frame you're working into. It gives you a chance to leave on a better note, and it gives you an idea where some things you got to do because that clock is ticking away. Try not to leave it like an open-ended flight. Give it a closing. It's okay, because if people are really enjoying themselves and you got to close it down, that means the next time you go on, there's going to be even more of them there salivating to catch up from where you left off. Don't leave it go till they're all worn out and they don't come back anymore. Just some things to think about, guys. Just some things to think about. And like I say, this is how it works. Not everybody everybody needs to hear this. There's a lot that don't. The problem is that sometimes the ones that don't aren't around. But by you guys being in here and participating, at least it's getting the word out more, and hopefully a couple of them will hear it. And if they change from it, or some of them do, they'll pass it on the others. Hey, if we wanted to just stand out above the crowd, it's easy. Just keep encouraging everybody to keep doing stuff like that and let the magic happen for us. And then the couple other ones are putting a lot of work into it. But I don't want a YouTube that looks like that. I really don't. Sean's RC Adventures, how you doing? Hope all is well. Good to see you again. So, is there anything else, hon? Any questions that we missed or anything like that? Or
Well, I think we pretty much covered the huge topic, and we'll kind of maybe leave it for afterwards.
Yeah.
There was one thing that we didn't do. A horn.
Oh, yes, because we passed 100
We
people.
did, yeah.
We did pass 100 people in the chat at all time. I don't know if Prevolution's still here, but if you're not Prevolution, this one's for you, the horn. Here you go for hitting 100 plus subscribers in here tonight. There you go.
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt Andrew's talk when we hit 100 in the chat. But definitely, we promised we deliver. And I like somebody, and if you're still in the chat, tell me that it was you said that Rant is releasing awesome teaching today. I love that. I forgot to copy who said that, but that was amazing. I love that.
Yep. Yes, I seen Patty was on last night. I actually watched the replay a bit. I seen Patty on. Patty did fantastic, by the way. That was really good.
Everywhere was saying, well, we know what not to do. Name some things to make YouTube better. Well, everything on the opposite.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what we're talking about. If you don't do these things, that's what makes it better. Right?
Don't take your live streams for granted. Treat them like a show the same way as you would when you make a video. Have a beginning, middle, and end. Have a topic to cover of some sort. Have an idea. Like I say, like in the beginning when we do ours, first everybody comes in, we're talking and that. Then we do the calling out everybody's name, and then we do like the look at the selfies, and so on and so forth. It doesn't need to be scheduled every minute through. You don't have to be like, oh, no, stop. We passed the 3 minutes I allotted for that. Just the basic just a basic couple of goal lines you want to hit along that introduction, the middle, and the ending. Just start making it more of a refined show. Think of it. Give yourself honesty on YouTube. Remember, guys, like I said a while ago, you're like a personal business when you're on here. You're the judge, jury, and executioner, like the old expression goes. Look at it and say, what would I want to see if I was on here right now? What would draw me in? What would keep me in? What would keep me from leaving? And start from there. And then just start watching your numbers and watching how they play. If you're doing something and they drop way down every time, okay, that's not working very well. It's time to shake things up and do stuff. Just start not turning it on as a way to get watch time. Start putting it on as entertainment with watch time as a benefit that comes from it. That's where I would recommend a lot of people to start. And keep your personality into it. Stop looking at, well, this guy did good, so I'm going to be that now. For the love of God, I'm putting it up one more time, guys, as a reminder. Always be original. Always be original. Always be original. If you don't bring that to the table, what do you got to stand on? You're either being compared to the next person, and it's usually not so favorable because they've already had a run at it before you did. They already have a lot of people that know about it. I do. I use that expression, Disney. I've said that. I feel like the piece of paper in the Xerox machine. I do. And there's many others that feel that way. Oh, have a good night video call-in show. Be well. And I stopped. Farmal, what's going on?
Thank you so much, Farmal.
Mr. Boom is in the house. Boom, that's right.
Boom.
Not boom, boom. Oh my God, yeah. Boom. You gotta get in there.
Boom.
And I can't even do as loud as he does. That's not ours. That's his. See, that's why when we do the wheel of shoutouts, I don't get somebody up or I get a super chat and I don't start going boom, because that's Farmal's.
That's why we say boom boom.
If we say boom boom, this channel's done. So help me God, this is the last time we're ever going on live.
Oh, I want to say boom boom, Farmal.
But in all seriousness, guys, there's a great example right there. That's his thing. That's his shtick. And anybody can use those words, so we can all say them. We all, most of us for the most part, can speak. It's not the point of it. That's his. That's his thing. That's what works for him. And it's only him that's got, because it's his character, his personality that makes that sound so amazing. It's like Peter McKinnon's "What's up, everybody?" I mean, I can't do it. Because it's not mine. It's not his. I don't sound like him. I sound like a knockoff for doing it.
Oh, my God. How many people actually do that?
I hate it.
With all the hand there. And I'm like...
Yep.
Oh.
It honestly, that makes me sick. Truth be told, that's how much it bothers me.
Like, why? Why do you want to be somebody else? Are we all teenagers here wanting to confirm to each other? Or do you want to be yourself?
When we started off and we started finding a way to do a networking stream with the way we wanted to do it, because that was we were finding a way to be able to keep people in, keep them informed, be able to bring in the information that we're learning and share it with everybody and find a way to make that all mix. We ended up going with the wheel. Why? Because that's what worked for us, and we homed it to that way. And we didn't get it on the first time, and it took us a long time of finding the right way to balance. But the wheel, anybody can download it. It's there. It's a website. It's no secret. But you can't be us. The same as I can't be anybody else. I can't be Farmal. I can say boom, but I'm not Farmal. Farmal is Farmal. I'm telling you, I'll kill the stream. We'll never have one again. We're not saying boom, boom. Acts elementary sometimes. Jeez. Too much printer, switch back to webcam. Yeah. I was holding it up just so it really gets engraved while I'm saying that, because it ties in, and I'm actually winding me up just looking at it. So yeah, maybe I should take it back. Be your own voice, guys. Whatever you do on here, whatever you do, you have a voice, make it count, and people are going to love it for you because they're going to have you. And if they don't like you, that is fine. By the way, I've said this before, the most liberating day of your life on YouTube is when you realize that not everybody's going to like what you do. There's people that hate Pusa Studios for an array of reasons. And I'm fine with that. I'm more in control. I'm more into going after the people that like us to keep them happy so they don't want to go away. They'll still want to come watch us. And for the new people that fit that same niche that want to come in. Once again, it's like a bar. If we know our demographic is 25 to 45. That's our main one. Then it goes into 45, 55, and a little bit under. We know that. We know where we stand, and we're happy with that. That's good. That's fine. That's why I'm not becoming a gaming channel day in and day out. That's why I'm not covering retirement home. I know where we fit. We don't have to go running after everybody. Yes, I did say an array. That's right, Patty. You heard me. I was thinking of you. Know your audience and be fine with not everybody going to like you. Stop waddling your channel around to appeal to everybody. All those big YouTubers we mentioned a while ago, there's lots of people that hate them, despise them. They know that. They don't go catering after all of them. They go to where they need to be. What suits the best for them to keep their clientele and future clientele that fit in that demographic happy. Oh my God, Polly Vlogs is in the house.
Good to see you.
How are you, Polly?
The thing is, when you are you, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to regret. There's nothing to, why they don't like me. Let's change something, because you are you.
Mm-hmm.
So you are the way you are. You do it the way you do it. And whoever likes you and the way you're doing it is going to be coming. And you can't chase everybody, so you don't have to apologize because somebody doesn't watch you. Well, you are you. If you start to pretend to be someone else, well, then it's a bit different story. Then you start questioning yourself. Am I doing this right? Maybe I should change something,
What's going to make you happier? Changing for a couple that don't like you, trying to win them over, where most likely you'll maybe win over 5% if you do. And feeling the way you are, changing and being that other entity, if you want to call it, to do that? Or staying you and eventually getting more people that like the way you are, where you don't have to apologize for being what you are. That you don't have to be sorry for what you are. You can be proud of what you are because those people are happy that you are what you are. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's the nice thing about here with 2 billion plus channels. There is people for everybody out here that are interested in what you do. You just got to get to them, and you can't get too discouraged if you don't reach them the first night. Just give yourself time. You want to live a lie on here. That's what it comes down to. If you start moving back and forth, you're living a lie. And you know what happens living a lie? It does come out in the end. Just stick to what you do. Realize that you are interesting. Realize where your strengths and your weaknesses are and play on your strengths. If you don't know how to play guitar, why are you going to grab one and play 4 hours a night every night? When you're really good at painting. Paint. Do that. That's what you're good at. That's where you shine the most. Paint. Don't be something you're not. And that's the same with personalities. Yes, everybody thinks, oh my God, if I go do a live stream, I'm going to get more watch time. But what if you're bad at them? What if you're not cut out for it? That's okay. That gives you more time. You've realized that. You learn. And you can put way more time into your videos. Nobody is good at everything. And not everybody likes everybody. And I know that changes too. Like when you get a hard edge troll that's really... I'm talking about they don't like your work and they go somewhere else. Let them go. Let them be happy. And honestly... they have a right to be happy too. Nothing drives me crazier, and I'll see it in live streams. I've seen it happen in mine, and I hate it. And I get so clenched up when I think about it. Why have you not come and watched my live streams lately? Why were you not there? How come you don't come? They don't want to watch it. There's no gun to their head. You can't be chasing people like that. They have every right, as you have a right to create content, they have a right not to watch it or to watch it. Don't worry about them. They're missing out. Concentrate on the ones that are coming all the time. Keep them happy. Don't worry about them. They don't matter. Those ones matter that come in and keep you going, because those are the ones that inspire, that stand by you, and are going to hopefully attract more people like them in as well over time. Don't worry about it. Don't. And it really looks bad. It really, really looks bad in a live stream. Come on. Why are you not watching? Why are you not watching? Because somebody's soon going to write back and say, well, look what you're doing right now is a great reason why I don't. You're pandering. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short. You don't need to go around groveling for views. You got a lot going for you. You got knowledge on something that other people wish they had knowledge on too. You're good at something that other people wish they were good at. Worry about the people that want to see that. You know? Because that does something I see a lot sometimes, and it's just awful. Concentrate on what you do. And they will come. And get better at telling your message. Not worrying about how the other one's doing and doing it like them. Find the voice in you that comes out the best for people to understand, and just keep homing it and getting better and better and better. The same as you do with your videos. Like I say, every time you want to get a little bit better from the first time. And after that, it's a natural progression. Same thing with live streams. And if you're nervous about doing a live stream, because people ask us that a lot, it's your first time, you've been on here for a bit, go live. There's going to be somebody waiting for you. I would advise you to practice a little bit first. Maybe just turn on the Hangouts and talk to that without anybody. Or do a private Hangout with a couple of friends. Just talk to them. Write down a couple of notes of things you might want to discuss in case you get a little bit shy onto it. They care about you. They like what you do, so they do want to hear more from you. So you can just lightly talk. Don't make a bunch of notes and make it too rigid that you're freaking yourself out. Just tell them a little bit more about yourself. Tell them some stuff that they haven't seen from your videos about you. Open up a little bit. You don't need to give them your life story and your address. Just a couple of things. You know, oh, did you guys know that I like to water ski? Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of neat. I never thought of you as a water skier. And there you go. You got 10 minutes to talk about that. They're happy. They follow you already. They'd like to know you a little bit better. They feel closer to you after that. They watch your videos more attentively because they got more of that bond. So it's a mucky water, guys, and don't get discouraged with it. Don't be scared of it, but also don't. The main message is just don't take it for granted. We're doing a technological feat by live streaming. Don't let that get lost on you. How amazing that is. Enjoy the moment of that. Get inspired by it. Make it want to push you to do great things on here. You know, you can. I was wondering, you guys are aware of content stealing, Pusa, because that's what I've been. I was wondering. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's probably some that we're not aware if you're talking about us. But as I was telling you, Killshot Plays, it's impossible to know everything. Fortunately or unfortunately. I mean, if you don't know it, you don't know it. But yeah, of course.
The thing is that we do our best we can, so at least when people see it somewhere else, they'll hopefully come and see more of us. What else can you do?
Yeah, and I mean, once again, because of the community and stuff, if we don't see it, somebody else does. So that's also, the other question there. But it happens all across YouTube with everybody, unfortunately,
Yep. Sweet Sean, you got one. Our database broke 1 point. Oh my God! Oh, I see what you mean now. Holy crap! Awesome. Well done. That's awesome. Sean's at the point right now it's exciting to watch because he's found his voice after a while.
Oh, he's right on the roll now.
I love it. So well deserved.
Yeah. They are starting their educational things for their paranormal peeps, so to say. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, I think at 8, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a live stream for all paranormal channels, basically educating them how to network, where to put their links, all the places and stuff like that. So
great man for the job.
Yeah, and once again, as we talked, it is about paranormal. It is for the channels that are doing exactly that, because it's specifically for what geared to them. Exactly. Great idea.
Octai, how are you? I'm an actor and I make acting related videos. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's what's great about it. It brings personality. Oh, guys, well, I think that's just about it. I think we've covered everything. Trying to help out Paranormal Channel. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I set the reminder if I'm not going to be asleep, which I often am after our live streams in the morning, I'll try to be there.
Well, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. It is hugely appreciated. And thank you for listening to the Rant. Thank you for participating into it. Thank you for bringing lots of great things. We don't want to do rant videos. It's more just kind of bringing things to the table and getting a discussion going. And, that's where it all starts, is by a group of us all just talking about it. It doesn't affect us all. We all don't do it. But you know what? At least we get it going, and then maybe the information gets in the hands that do need it. And hopefully just YouTube keeps getting better and better for all of us. It takes these things. No, Jules, you never apologize for that. You know how it goes. Anytime you can join in, you're always welcomed.
Don't forget the live stream is available
Thank
on
you,
replay.
Judy Ron. Much love to you.
Is available on replay at all times. All our live streams is right there available, so you can always come back and watch the parts that are more interesting for you. We know that you won't be sitting here for 3 hours, and that's okay. Nobody will.
No, pick and choose through what you will. And
exactly. And if you want to put it in the comments, the timestamps for where is what, we wouldn't mind either.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely out there. If you it's some things I hope that it inspires you and motivates you, and some gives reality check. We all need it by times.
And guys, one last side thing just before we go. This is the fast one here. I've been seeing this popping up again lately for some reason. Don't advertise your own channels, what's going on, or for somebody else what they're going on next, or they're doing this and that. It's not kosher, and I'm seeing that the last 3 weeks. I find a lot in live streams. If people want to see it, they'll go to it. If you want to ask the host to mention something, message them and DM them and ask them ahead of time if you can do it. So the favorite one still keeps coming up in that. Is it okay if I tell you that this person's going live in 10 minutes? Or is it okay if I tell you this person's live at the same time, or I'm live at the same time? Please don't do that. I know most of you don't, but I just got to put it out there. It seems like a reminder comes now and then. So there's the last of my ranting for the night. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. I know, Polly, you're killing me. You are killing me. I know. And we know that. And you know you always got a home here. You know we always love you. Even if we only see you once every 2 months. You're always welcome. Always think you're amazing. Same as best friend, your thread. Polly was in here tonight. Artem Orbit was in here tonight.
Yeah,
Best
so good.
Happy Trails Hiking. Kay was in here.
Well, Panic D.
Panic D. I mean, guys, it's an array of the channels that started us off. Andrew, ATGH Travels. I mean, the list goes on and on.
That's right. Guys, they're having a little discussion going on our Discord server about YouTube recent changes that we discussed yesterday. So if you want to join in the fun of discussing about the changes, go over and check it out. You can also ask the questions there, and somebody just might jump on it and ask it for answer for us.
Guys, hit the like button as well on your way out, please. I always forget to say at the end, but please hit the like button. It helps. And if you can come back and leave an on-topic comment about what happened tonight, guys, if you have a few minutes, that really does help us a lot. And it gets a discussion going. And, of course, like Xenia said as well, join our Discord. There's a great chat going on there from last night's topics. So thank you guys so much for everything you do for us. Thank you for being awesome. And your love for YouTube is infectious. It's what keeps us going. And don't ever lose that, guys. Build onto it. Remember, you're somebody very special, and there's lots of people in this world that just can't wait to see all that you do. So hang in there.
We're going to be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with a shout-out wheel, and on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern with Creators Therapy and all the craziness that comes with it on Fridays nights.
I think we might get drunk. I don't know.
I think it's about time.
It's about time. It is. I think so. We'll shake it up a little bit. So
come tomorrow at 1 p.m. and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. See you soon.
Take care, guys. Much love. Cheers and keep creating. Be well.